thought I couldn't find my way out. Yeah, I searched the God in me to find my way out. I know it can seem way out, but the Creator flows to and through me from way out. I'm talking way out, way out. Yeah. See, if you believe in the God in you, it's a better place. Creating the force and the power to live a better. Just know that love and joy and peace is one in all of the same space. That you were chosen just like God. Your energy. That's right. Only you can make the change. Shine your head at you. Shine so bright. From darkness to light. From darkness to light. Yeah. And you'll find your way out. Yeah. Oh, it won't seem way out. Yeah. The power of God will flow through you from way out.
Genesis Detroit. Truth in the algorithm. Welcome to the live stream.
Yeah, live stream junkie with the mic turned on, breaking down the matrix while the lights stay on. Politics, religion, yeah, we question every claim, while the media playing narratives and shifting every frame. Ancestors speaking through the wisdom of Ifa, cosmic knowledge shining like a distant star. From Detroit to the world on a digital stage, dropping truth bombs every time I hit the page.
Welcome to the channel where the truth get deployed.
DJ Genesis live from Detroit.
Breaking down the system, every lie gets destroyed.
Tap in, subscribe, you rocking with the voice.
Welcome to the channel.
Where the truth get deployed.
DJ Genesis live from Detroit.
Breaking down the system, every lie gets destroyed. Tap in, subscribe, you rocking with the voice.
Debates on fire, got the comments going crazy. Asking questions that the system can't face me. From ancient civilizations to the modern day lies, connecting dots that they hide from the public eye.
Knowledge of self, yeah, the ancestors guide. When the full moon rising for the spiritual tide.
This the place where the truth gets exposed.
Every live stream, another chapter unfolds.
To the channel. Welcome to the channel where the
truth get deployed.
DJ Genesis live from Detroit.
Breaking down the system, every lie gets destroyed. Tap in, subscribe, you rocking with the voice.
DJ Genesis Detroit. Truth seekers unite, 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 unite. Stay away, stay away, stay away. Stay questioning.
So, you know,
DJ Genesis Detroit.
Everybody has a name for their audience.
Truth in the algorithm.
And I'm gonna call
welcome to the live stream.
The Truth Seekers. Okay, that's what your name gonna be. Everybody got their name for their little audience and what they think that they are. I'm gonna call y'all the Truth Seekers. Okay, so you guys are the Truth Seekers. Okay. That is, you know, people got the Bayhive. They got the, what's the one? The Barbies. Cardi B got the whatever. I'm gonna call you guys the Truth Seekers. When you come to my channel, you are the Truth Seekers. And today we are going to go over the video I did with Fatty, where we talked about, is depression a choice? And then the other one, it got even deeper into, okay, depression, like it got into depression, is depression a choice? And then we got into, okay, should you tell somebody, you know what I'm saying, if the person, you know what I'm saying, you know, if they person is being, you know, whatever, should you tell them if they like cheating on them, you know, as a friend? And I got like some flack from people, you know, like, well, why wouldn't you tell me? You know, I'm like, well, because it's none of my damn business. I mind's my business. I've been there before. When you've been there before, you know how people be going hard for their man, and they still gonna end up with him afterwards. What you gonna say? Okay. Sometimes you just gotta let, you know, nature take its course. You know what I'm saying? So let's first get into this. Listen, the chat is in the link is in the comments, guys. I'm gonna post it on the. Let me pin it. I'm just gonna keep okay, hold on, because then people will be like, oh, I can't click it. I can't click the link. I don't know why people can't ever click the link when they're on my channel, but they click the link on other ones. So let me try to post it. I'm gonna try to post it, like pin it to the top, so you can see it. Like, and maybe if you click the live link, stop, and then if you click the live link, it'll show the pinned StreamYard, and then you'll be able to like join from that. And hopefully, I think it'll be. Let me also do that for the horizontal live, and then maybe it won't be an issue. I don't know why. Sometimes it's like, I couldn't do it. I'm trying to join, but it's not working. So let me go ahead and pin it. Do I have to pin it twice, or does it? Okay. Let me do this. I pin this one. Okay, so it's pinned to both the live. I mean the vertical. Hold on. Did that work? Yeah. It should be on both. So y'all should be able to see it on both channels in the chat room. If you want to come up, please come up. And also, I'm also posting. This is an open panel. Welcome, Men in the High Castle. Anyone else that wants to join the chat, please feel free to join. And the link is in the chat. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's talk about, initially, we're going to talk about, is depression a choice? Let's first hear Man in High Castle. What are your thoughts about it? Is depression a choice?
Can you define depression?
Depression. Define it. Like, what is depression? Do you know what depression is? Like,
there's so many types, but okay. Depression for me it's involuntarily. It's involuntarily. It's something that I would monitor. If I'm depressed, I would know usually before someone tells me. However, I think it's not always a choice. No, it's definitely not a choice.
And I agree with you. I feel like that it could happen whether you're aware of it or not. Sometimes it takes someone to let you know that you're depressed. So let's hear what the Team Fatty showed. Shouts out to Team Fatty. This is the show that I was on a couple of days ago, and we talked about, is depression a choice? Let's go.
Choice or something you can't control.
You can control not lashing out on your feelings, but you can control feeling your feelings.
At first, it sounded like a real conversation, breaking down emotions, trauma, and what people actually go through.
Depression can happen to anyone.
But then everything shifted.
So we established that depression exists.
Yes.
Is depression a choice? Go ahead, Kanish.
We shouldn't be talking about this. I said we shouldn't be talking about this. This is just terrible. I mean, we haven't done no research. We don't even barely know the definition.
That's when Fatty stepped in, and what was supposed to be a discussion turned into a full-on clash.
That's another question I had. Are you culturally able?
What does that mean? Is mental is mental health an American problem or a worldwide problem? No, I'm asking you a question. Okay. Is depression and sorrow and suicide something that is only cultural to American people, or is something that worldwide people get affected by? Answer the question.
And that's when things started getting personal.
I'm going to fall back and calm down because people want me to calm down. Correct me. What did I say that showed that I am culturally disconnected? You have a chance to prove it, and I'll be quiet for 2 minutes so you can get your point.
The more he asked for an answer, the more the conversation started falling apart.
I'm talking about the things that you're speaking on.
What am I saying?
You're talking about certain things that you're talking about. Oh, man. You're out of bounds.
But when pressed for specifics, That's when the tension hit a breaking point.
You said your husband was like your husband couldn't get you. He was afraid of you. He was insecure. If your husband of 19 years can get through you, why should the fat from Portugal can get away? Well, why should I do it when your husband couldn't? This is me talking with you.
No.
Yes, this is me talking with you. I'm talking with the world.
That makes more sense.
Yes, and you know why the world is better than you? Because the world doesn't talk back.
I digress.
Last week on Ladies First.
So that was the intro. What are your thoughts so far?
Well, I can say that just like the woman had originally asked, can it be defined? Depression, the definition. However, we're here now, and I see that. Okay, I'm going to speak on behalf of where I'm at in the United States, and for proud Americans who sometimes don't feel proud, they may be irritated. This one is for you. I'm never going to deny that there is depression out here. I do think worldwide there's a different level of services that may not be there, and also I think it affects people totally different, where maybe I can be depressed at my age, but I'm on a functioning level. There are people who are on low functioning levels with their depression, and there are those who are high functioning. And I'm not depressed. However, I've gone through depression, and I've tossed and turned. I've stayed up late nights. Yeah, it's just, it happens. But if it ever got out of my control, or I felt like it was getting too far, I would probably call one of those numbers. And I state this for the fellas, especially because they don't care about us, bro. And I mean, of all demographics, they don't care about the men. There's not too many people we could go to if we are feeling real depressed. They don't take it as serious until it's too late. And I think this guy Fatty, he is also depressed. You know, you could look at him and you could tell he's depressed. Some people who are depressed love to bring misery. It's just like being lonely sometimes. You don't have to be alone to feel lonely. You could be in a room full of people, and then there's someone who's asking you, hey, what's going on? You're like a wallflower, you know, what's going on? They feel lonely, even with the life of the party going on.
So you feel like that Fatty is giving impression of being depressed?
Hell yeah. He comes up with this trickster, low-key Iago. If you know who Iago is from Shakespeare, he comes with this Othello's best boy, you know? He was the one who was the trickster, and that he comes up with this Iago archetype.
Or a shoe. When you say Iago, is it the same thing as a shoe?
He's a trickster. He's a trickster from Othello, Shakespeare's play. He's the one who was.
Explain the Iago. I'm not sure what everybody is not reading up on Othello.
Iago, I-A-G-O. He was a character in Shakespeare where he was the trickster, and he was telling Othello that Desdemona was having an affair on him, and Othello ended up unaliving Desdemona, things of that nature. Iago was jealous of Othello's love affair with Desdemona, and he did all he could to destroy it because he was really in love with Othello.
Oh, okay. All right, so let's go.
Boggles my mind the overestimation of humans and what they can control in their life. I'm sorry. Y'all team lose and y'all get in a bad mood. You sleep bad, then you get on a terrible state. Your kids are annoying. Your baby daddy cheated on you. Your baby mama took your kids away. Your favorite team lost. Y'all are moody for no reason. Y'all can't control that. You can't even control when you are in pain with your period cramps. You always have to lash out on somebody. The fact that y'all think that y'all can control your unconscious brain, right? What your body produces, if you get horny, if you have an adrenaline jump, if somebody confronts you, if you get your blood pressure high and low, y'all can control that. You only can control 5 to 10% of your bodily functions. And your feelings is something that you can control. You saying that you can do something about depression and you can walk it off is just like me saying I can twist my ankle so bad and tighten up my shoe. I said, I will walk it. I will walk it off. Yeah, be a big boy, Fatty. Be a man, Fatty. You can do it, Fatty. Go to work, Fatty. I know your daddy died. But look, it's irrelevant. We know. You can chop off my legs and I can go drag myself to the market to sell some potatoes. I understand. But for the most part, if some of y'all got amputated, we lost somebody, we lost our job, we lost our drive, we lost whatever we actually value, you are going to be into a state that you can control. It's uncontrollable. You can control what we can do with those emotions, but you can control the fact that Leosha did something that makes me so angry that I might not be, but I'm boiling, especially women. Every time y'all get something on your brain, every time Annabella from accounting is a bitch to y'all be thinking about that for 3 days. Do you act on it? Most of y'all don't, which is the part that I agree. You can control not lashing out on your feelings, but you can control feeling your feelings. And depression, like Kanisha said, I think it was Kanisha, or Coco, your brain literally lights up in certain areas when you're happy, in certain areas when you're horny, in certain areas when you're mad. You can see it. So I think that people that don't understand how feelings work and now they can literally sneak on you and fuck up your whole year because something happened to you so bad that you can't leave from there. I don't understand how can you go and live a day-to-day basis without understanding that things happen to you that are completely out of your control. And to prove it, I will give you a YouTube channel.
About feelings or depression, or are you just tying those things together? I'm just confused.
Depression.
Like some of the stuff you say be right, but some of the stuff you say don't make sense.
The feelings is the appetizer. Depression is the main course. Depression is a deep state of sorrow.
It's not a precursor to the depression you're saying.
Your body chemistry and how is wired and exterior mechanisms can trigger the pressure on you. Example, a family member dies unexpected, and all of a sudden
those are feelings of sad grief. Those are emotions, right?
No, so let's do that real quick. That's what I wanted to make sure. Let's do
depression.
No. I didn't say well, we should. But what I'm saying is, can everybody on the panel? Let's do this. Let's do this before we get lost in the sauce. Does everybody on the panel believe that clinical depression is real? You got diagnosed. This person is going through this daily, repeatedly. Yes. They're always in a state of sadness. Does everyone on the panel believe that?
Yes.
And I think what people
doesn't believe in it.
Who doesn't believe in it? So everybody believes in it. And I think that's where the miscommunication is coming when people are saying we don't believe in depression.
Right.
I think it's the people who are not actually depressed that are choosing to be in that state of sadness. Just like you said, the people dealing with their kids,
Right.
dealing with life circumstances. But all of a sudden, when they go to the club, when they can get away from them kids, when they ain't got to do nothing for somebody, they're happy in another moment. The actual state of depression, the clinical depression, I believe everybody on the panel believes in. It's the people who are saying they're depressed and sad that are choosing to live in that state. I think that's where the
so there's a second. So there's just 1 second, please. And Kanisha, you can go. So we established that depression exists.
Yes.
Is depression a choice? Go ahead, Kanisha.
No, okay.
All right. So what do you think so far? Based on the conversation, based on their assessment of what depression is it a choice?
Yeah, it's I think that they're walking into something that there are people on the panel who do probably have a psychiatric profile. I think Fatty is definitely one of them.
I think that depression is not even something that I think everybody, especially nowadays when you have so much social media, I believe that chemical imbalance, all that stuff, it exists. I think that when you have a society with low vitamin D, low iron, like the not even taking care of their bodies, they're not even getting the right nutrition, that depression is pretty much normal. It's a norm. People are living in depression in the norm and don't even know how to be like regular at this point, you know, because they're relying on social media and things like this to exude their happiness, right? You have some people that don't even touch their phone. I would say they're living more real, you know, but when anytime you are engaging in social media and you're picking up this phone and scrolling through, this is like dopamine hit times 10 every 5 minutes. Every time when you hit that button, watch this video, watch that video. And when you take that away, then what do you feel? So it's almost like a hitting a thing of crack every time you get a funny video or a video that you like, whatever. It's like a dopamine hit. So I believe that what they're doing, people don't even realize that they're living in depression until you take the external things away, like the phone, like the weed, like the other things, until you actually live in your body and realize that, hey, how do I feel without all this external, all these external stimuli? Then they'll realize that they probably are depressed.
Mm-hmm. I agree that in this society right now, that I'm going to say yes, and not facetiously, that everybody is depressed.
All right, let's go.
There was a point, right?
Well, no, I just agree with Ali, everything that he said.
No. Everybody's gonna say yes to that.
But some people are sad. Yeah,
yes.
Like when I had my divorce, I was completely sad. I still have secular moments, but I'm making a choice. Like when my ex-husband.
But Kanisha, clinical depression is something completely different than what.
1 second, let her finish, please.
Not to stay in that. Because I already know, okay, this is a pattern. This is how this works. This is how this goes. So I'm recognizing and I'm choosing to not stay. So that's
so depression is a choice.
But Ali was speaking to, there's a difference between clinical depression, because that's actually a medical diagnosis due to the chemical messages in your brain being a bit off. So you will stay in a depressed state longer than most people.
Right.
You are clinically depressed. That is something separate than being depressed, because all of us at certain points can be depressed.
Also, those are two different stages of depression. You're saying clinical and depression are two different things.
Yeah, well, two different stages. Yes, clinical is an extended period of depression, going through whatever testing or screening to determine that you're clinically depressed.
Okay.
Because before all that, all people get sad. All people feel sadness at one point or the other. The term and the intensity and the duration determines if sadness will fall into depression and depression falling into clinical depression.
Oh, okay.
So Coco,
ignorance.
so Coco,
we don't
is depression a choice?
Can I say something?
You can say something before she goes. How are you doing, Genesis? Go. How are you doing? I love to have you here. Thank you very much. Thank you. So depression is not a choice. So you can choose to not be depressed, and that should still not work. Is that fair?
Wait,
I got a question.
You can choose to.
I got you, Kanisha.
You can say that again.
You can say, I will not be depressed. I'm delivered. I am not depressed. I'm going to get rid of this right now. And those things still stuck on you like a bad cloud above your head. Every time you walk, they go after you. Like it is. Is that a choice to check it out, or you are subject to your bodily functions in your brain and the things that actually come with being a human being?
You can be depressed, but there is treatment for depression. You just saying you're not depressed anymore doesn't mean you're no longer depressed. You can be depressed.
It's not a choice.
Being depressed is not a choice.
This is a very easy question. Is like, you know what's funny? What, Fatty, is eating Burger King a choice? Is being obese a choice? Absolutely. It's a personal choice. I decide to eat more calories that I put out. So yes, being fat and becoming fat is a choice, right? A state of obesity is a choice. But one second. But
I would say this is that, see, this is they always like to bring fat people into the play. And I'm one, as a person that is suffering from it's not always a choice. No one wants to be obese. No one like woke up and said one day, I want to eat so much hamburgers I become fat and obese. Things happen, life happens, so sad is different from being depressed. Yes, exactly.
I would love to add on and say, if there's someone right now who's in the live chat and they have some type of something that they really want to say, they want to make amends right now with someone who's on the panel, you should do it. I'm pretty sure this is the right time. People do go through withdrawals when they're not truly in contact with one another. And I suspect that there is someone in the audience right now who wants to get on and express.
Death is the only thing that can make me sad. Okay. I would say this is that I get it. I mean, you might, okay, that's great. But I mean, there's certain levels of depression that's really not even, you don't have any control over it. You don't even know. You wouldn't even know that you're even depressed. You would think that you're fine until someone actually says, hey, you know what I'm saying? Let's go.
There's exceptions of people that have thyroid problems and all that can choose. Their body literally says every Twinkie you eat, 90% is going to stay on you, right? So my question is, what is depression a state of mind that you actually can choose not to be in, or is something that is going to happen to you even if you want to shake that off?
Depression can happen to anyone.
We shouldn't be talking about this.
Can I just say something?
No.
As a person who suffers depression.
Kanisha, why did you say that? And then we have the Genesis.
I said we shouldn't be talking about this. This is just terrible. I mean, we haven't done no research. We don't even barely know the definition. Now I'm just finding out that there's stages. Now, my question was for Coco when it related to the stages. Like, if you are sad, then you go into depression, or some people just automatically jumping into the medical depression or the clinical depression. Like, I was just curious about the flow of it, because if you start with sadness, there may be a choice there that could prevent the depression. So that's why I was just curious with Coco.
Yeah.
When it comes to people in the onset of these things, like what stage do you have a choice in being in?
Thank you.
So a person like this would be depressed and not even know that they're depressed, because they don't even understand what depression is. she's saying that we shouldn't be having this conversation because she's saying we don't know what depression is, but honestly, it seems like she doesn't know what depression is. And she could be suffering depression. That's the part that's crazy to me. I mean, I'm not sure if anybody's picking up on that.
I do think I get what she's saying. That I think she is cautious on others, just being a part of facilitating that discussion right there. She sees that there are people who are going to pounce on and critique, and she doesn't want no part of that.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Well, I would say this is that, I'm glad. So Metastate says depression is self-hate. Okay, interesting. That's an interesting take. Self-hate. That's
a great question. So I'm not a clinician. I want to put that out first. I don't want to
health coach and I assume. I'm sorry.
Well, I am a health coach, but I'm not a licensed
certified license.
Yeah, I'm not a licensed social worker. I'm not a professional counselor. But what I will say is that I had deep sadness for something that happened in my life, and then I sought a professional, and then I was diagnosed to be depressed. Now, that was only temporary. I didn't stay in that depression, but because of the life events that happened to me, and because I was in a depressive state for an extended period of time, then I was depressed. And now, again, clinical depression, all of these are medical terms and all of these have definition, is if that you are in a depressive mood for a sustained period of time, and they could do additional testing to determine if there's a chemical or hormonal or something imbalance, according to my clinician friends, because I used to work with, those type of professionals. That is something different. So I understand what Fatty's trying to say, but again, there has to be, sometimes there is an event that causes a depressive moment, a divorce, a loss of a child, a traumatic life experience that will move someone to be depressed.
So Metastate says depression is wanting something someone else have and can't have it. No, that is not what depression is. Sometimes depression can leave you to feeling hopeless, not about because of what someone else is going through, but feeling hopeless within yourself. As a person that suffers depression, major depression, I don't have manic or bipolar, but I know with major depression, I get bouts of depression to where I might not even want to get up out of bed. It's not because I want something that someone else has. It's just that I just don't feel motivated. I just feel like withering away. You know what I'm saying? And I can't describe why I feel this way, but I found out later on that it was a body situation. It was like me lacking certain like vitamins. Now I'm gonna get to that later on. You'll see me discuss it, but it's not only a mental thing. Sometimes people only think that depression is mental, but depression, if you think about it, everything that's in your body, that's in your brain, starts from the gut. Okay, serotonin it starts in your gut area, and that's why they call it. Whenever you take antidepressants, it's a reuptake inhibitor. So it starts in your gut. Dopamine, serotonin, all these things are in your gut. That's why when you drink alcohol or take a drug, it's in your gut, and then it goes up into your brain and you get high. You know what I'm saying? So what happens is when you have a depression, sometimes it could be digestion issue. You know what I'm saying? It could be a lot of these things are digestion, and it sounds crazy. It might be because your body is not absorbing the right nutrition. Like depression, like they're finding out more and more, even ADHD, they're finding out like this, it's about diet, like eating the right thing. If that's the case, if depression was not something that has to do with your diet, why can you eat something and feel better? Sometimes you take like a vitamin, something, and you're eating that vitamin, digesting it, it goes into your bloodstream, and then it can make you feel better, because depression all disease starts in your gut, your gut. Go ahead.
Well, do I think depression could be beaten? If you choose to believe it, there's people who are literally they're going to be depressed, and then some days they're not. There are people who reflect signs of anhedonia. Anhedonia is more so, say for instance, the character Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. His archetype. He's always depressed. You know, hey Eeyore, it's your birthday today. It is? You know? Oh well, you know, like he's always clinically depressed.
Remember Snuffleupagus?
Him too. Him too. All these, and there's a reason why we seen these people like that.
They even made Muppets about depression. There's people that it doesn't matter, like because Metastate wants to make it about you want something that somebody else has. There's some people that are depressed. It doesn't matter what's going on in the outside world. It doesn't matter because they're so in their head that there's nothing that they're not even thinking about what's going on the outside. They're so in their mind and ruminating about, because I'm one of them, that I can sit there for hours. I don't even have to, like, my brain alone, my mind alone, and the negative things that I will say to myself in my head can throw me into a depression. And it's not even about what somebody else is doing. It's about you, very self-critical about myself, not myself. And it's not even about what's going on the outside. It's about like an interaction I might have had with somebody. And then I beat myself up over it. You know, it's not about, so people don't even realize, you know, I also got a diagnosed with borderline personality disorder.
Okay.
So I actually have a personality disorder that makes me very highly critical of myself.
Well, I mean,
to a fault, and when I was younger, suicidal. I was able now to be able to realize that, but I didn't even know that I had this until I went to a therapist, and they said, "Yeah, you this things that you're saying sounds like borderline."
Therapy is necessary for lots of people here in the United States. The stressors are different. I went to Canada when I was a teenager a few different times, but what I noticed is that the stress, just at that time, it was pre 9/11. So what I'm saying is that obviously Canada could be different, but I felt the stressors there, like there wasn't too many, and I could see the people there, and I actually could feel the relaxation as well. But over here in the United States, yes, there's lots of things to trigger depression, and one of them, it can be just the material world itself, the demand of you gotta buy this, and you may not be able to afford it, or you do buy it, but it now gets repoed, and it's to look a certain way, or it makes you feel satisfactory for the time being.
I would agree. I would say in America now, 2026, finances are a major trigger for depression. But to the point of whether people choose to be depressed or not, I think, sometimes people do. Because like DJ, the other night, I chose to be depressed and sit there.
Man, I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
I don't think you could choose to be depressed. I don't think you can pick and choose when to be depressed and not, bro.
You know it's love between me and you, right? But I'm saying, like, sometimes you do choose to put yourself in a space where you're hearing things you don't want to hear, and they trigger a feeling. right? So yeah, sometimes people,
bro, you can't pick and choose when to be depressed. What are you talking about?
So I disagree with that.
If you can pick and choose when to be depressed, then there wouldn't be anybody depressed.
So that goes to my second point.
That basically is just you saying you want people to feel sorry for yourself.
Now, hold on, slow down. That goes to my second point, right? Like my second point was, I don't think the visible depression is the most common, right? I don't think Eeyore and Snuffleupagus, the way you put it, is the norm. I think a lot of people don't
Hell
even
no, it's
know.
not the norm. No,
I think a lot of people
stop interrupting each other. Let them understand.
I think a lot of people don't even know they're depressed. I think a lot of people have friends who they never would have guessed are in a deep space of depression, right? Because they don't wear it on their sleeve like Eeyore does, right? So that was my response to that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even always.
You choose when and where to show it and stuff like that.
No, I'm saying a lot of people who are actually depressed, like the person.
Yeah, 100%. There is a lot of people that are depressed, but you're over here saying you can pick and choose when you're depressed and when you're not depressed. That's what you literally said.
No, that's not what I was saying. You weren't listening. Right? You cut me off, so don't say what I was saying.
All right, go ahead.
Listen, Audi 1K. Everybody gets to land their plane. Let each person.
Yeah, go ahead, chicken head. Land your plane.
Are you telling? Don't do that. Are you depressed? Stop it.
Depressed about what?
Okay, but listen, are you here to be a part of the conversation or to be?
Yeah, 100%. I just don't agree with what he's saying. So we're having a conversation, and you're interrupting us right now.
No, what you got to do?
We're not having a conversation. You're interrupting me,
bro. You're over here. All right, then choose to be depressed, bro. Choose to be sad. Be sad about it.
I've been listening to you speak on the stream.
Be sad about it, then.
I don't think you
go ahead. I'll let you talk. Go ahead, bro. I don't want you to pick to be depressed again. Go ahead, bro. I'll mute myself.
Yeah, because you didn't even get the joke. Right? Like that comment was a joke and it wasn't even directed at you. So because you didn't understand the context of what DJ was gonna respond to, which she don't even have to do because she don't never have to apologize to me. Like I get stream politics sometimes, right? But that was a joke, my brother. So you gotta relax. I was
so you being depressed is a joke. I get it. I get it now. You being depressed is a joke.
I was responding to your clinical diagnoses of Eeyore, right? And yes, Eeyore is visibly depressed, but I don't even think
you brought up Winnie the Pooh and Eeyore.
Hey, dickhead, you brought that up.
I brought it up.
Came up on the stream.
I didn't bring it up.
No, the man in the High Castle brought it up.
My fault. Like he's just cutting me off. My
bad. Addy, do you want to stay on this panel? Because I would
they
love
both
to
got to calm down.
If you want to kick me, you could do it. I don't give a fuck. Nobody typed in this bitch anyways. I don't care.
Listen, stop being disruptive, bro. Like, it wasn't even you that said it. It was the man in the High Castle.
And I'm defending myself because he's coming at me with that shit. And he's coming at me, so I'm defending myself, and I will defend myself.
Listen, he wasn't coming at you. It was the man in the High Castle.
Chicken head, shut up.
You don't have to defend yourself for me, brother.
It wasn't even you that said that it was the man in the High Castle. But if you can't control yourself,
yeah,
now I feel like Nepal. Have you been drinking? You know what I'm saying?
I love that old school slang, though. I haven't used the word chicken head in a while. Not saying anyone's on here is a chicken head, but that's that throwback.
All right, finish your statement. I'll let you back up when he gets offended because you can't stop talking. Go ahead, Wall Street Will.
And see, one of the things a lot of people do when they're in a deep state of depression is they mask it. So not only do those around them not necessarily know the state they're in, but they don't even acknowledge the state of depression they're in, right? They can mask it with buying things. They can mask it with, sex and relationships, right? So I think more often than not, a certain level of depression isn't even acknowledged. So that was the point I was just trying to make.
Yeah, sorry about that. I try to let people come up, but when they he been
my
drinking.
Sister, I told you ain't never got to apologize to me. We always
yesterday, I didn't have control of that panel. You wouldn't have got kicked off if it was mine, but it wasn't my panel. So But go ahead. We unlock. What you want to say about that?
You know, some people, well, I'll say a lot of people who are depressed is because of that bullshit that just happened right here. You can't even get a word in. Someone's trying to express logically their feelings about what's going on in their life individually. You can't get a word in. It's like they're projecting whatever's happening in their life, and you're supposed to agree with them, or get it out the mud, and this should be your life, and you should be depressed, and like you should do this and you should do that. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. It doesn't work.
Well, So that's pretty much what was happening here in this panel, is that people were pretty much like discussing it, but I don't think Kanisha could quite understand like what in her mind. Maybe she doesn't realize what depression is. Let's go.
That doesn't go against what Fatty's saying. It's just that when we get into these clinical terms, we have to be careful about what we're saying.
Right.
Anyone can experience depression. Anyone. Most people have experienced depression and not realize it. It's just they weren't diagnosed when that happened. And then either they're still in that state of depression, they don't have the tools to deal with it, and they're just going through life. And some people are just, when it comes to depression, more people have experienced than not, and just don't know it.
Because there's just so many undertones that, I mean, it's just so much. I think this platform.
Kanisha, I actually think there's very important to have this conversation, even if we are not doctors or well informed, because of the 500 people watching this, I guarantee you that 100% probably are in that state.
Well, when Ali spoke, you're right. To me, we do need to have this conversation. I just think sometimes people just are so opinionated and they slang their opinion, and it just comes off so nasty. And you got to be careful in arenas like this when you're talking about mental health. So that's where my stance was. But after I don't
did Genesis Coco
came up, like that was well spoken. People are really suffering. There's underlying issues. There's childhood trauma. There's so many elements that shape our mindset, and we just have to give each other grace and stop pointing the finger and saying, "Oh, you got a choice and you this."
Yes.
We need to be really giving people more grace.
But Kanisha, I just wanted to make sure, because, for example, a lot of people.
Right. So I'm gonna go through what I pretty much said on the panel. I said, listen, depression is not just a matter of just a thought, or I'm not feeling good today, I'm sad. There's different levels of depression. There might be a time where you don't even realize that you're depressed, and someone else will say, are you okay? You know what I'm saying? There's sometimes, have you ever been outside and people are like, are you all right? You know what I'm saying? And you're like, yeah, I'm fine, and you might not even realize that you're walking around with a scowl on your face. I think a lot of times everybody is like just stuck on like that, everything is really about, not just appearances, but like, okay, well, if I like act out a certain way, then I'm depressed. But sometimes depression can show up in so many different ways that, it could surprise you. So let me, I was going to go into the part where let me try to find the part where I actually discussed this whole thing, where I talked about it from my standpoint on the channel. Because he didn't show it. He kind of skipped past it. Because I think I was getting it as a personal thing. He probably didn't want to show it, but let's go.
To eat more calories that I put out. So yes, being fat and becoming fat is a choice, right? A state of obesity is a choice. But 1 second. But there's exceptions of people that have thyroid problems and all that can choose. Their body literally says every Twinkie you eat, 90% is going to stay on you, right? So my question is, what is depression a state of mind that you actually can choose not to be in, or is something that is going to happen to you even if you want to shake that shit off?
Depression can happen to anyone.
We shouldn't be talking about this.
Can I just say something?
No.
As a person who suffers depression.
Kanisha, why did you say that? And then we have the Genesis.
I said we should.
We go. There was a
has to be, sometimes there is an event that causes a depressive moment, a divorce, a loss of a child, a traumatic life experience that will move someone to be depressed. That doesn't go against what Fatty's saying. It's just that when we get into these clinical terms, we have to be careful about what we're saying.
Right.
Anyone can experience depression. Anyone. Most people have experienced depression and not realize it. It's just they weren't diagnosed when that happened. And then either they're still in that state of depression, they don't have the tools to deal with it, and they're just going through life. And some people are just, when it comes to depression, more people have experienced than not, and just don't know it.
Yeah, there's just so many undertones that, I mean,
yeah,
you know, it's just so much. I think this platform.
I think. Go ahead, Jens.
Because like I got diagnosed with depression. I didn't even realize I was depressed. I got diagnosed with postpartum depression and major depression. I didn't know I was depressed. And then they took me to the doctor, and then they gave me some pills, some Celexa, and I was like, oh crap. What? I feel normal. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize there was a difference. You know what I'm saying? I've been living it with it so long. I didn't know that I was going through a depression. And let me tell you something. Low vitamin D, like I suffer from like low iron, low vitamin D, my thyroid, like a lot of like health stuff. Like having like a low thyroid and low vitamin D. I like and also I was like bleeding to death, basically. Didn't know I was bleeding to death. And so you'll feel like just like laying in bed and not wanting to get out of bed. You don't even realize. You think you're depressed, but really, no, you have low vitamin D, your hormones are messed up. So a lot of times, that's why it's probably great to go to a doctor and get a medical professional to diagnose these things. A lot of this stuff is like chemical. It's not just a thought. It's a chemical imbalance. So it's not something like a person could choose, because half the time when you have these issues, you don't even realize it until someone pulls the blinds in your house and you realize you've been sleeping in your room in the dark for days. So
sure, I think this is a very important conversation that people don't have together collectively. And why I think it's important, because we have to gauge, is it my responsibility to deal with what I'm feeling and my impact on you, or is it all of our responsibility to control what happens and how it impacts each other and what we're supposed to do when it happens? Because I do believe like parts of the initial response to it, or your initial emotion, you can't control, but how you react to what you do and what you do to others is your control. So I think it's important to have the conversation, because what people are doing ultimately a lot of times is justifying what they do to other people, and not just to themselves, but to other people. So I think it's a very important conversation to have, because do you control it or don't you control it? Is the initial part warranted to the fact that maybe you can't control how your brain responds to that initial experience or encounter or an initial emotion, but you control what you do after that, you know?
All right, welcome back. We unlock. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I had a phone call dropping. It all depends upon the character. If you're mostly using pills, for example, most of the stuff is either sugar, or it has some type of stimulus or whatever that'll keep you wanting you using it. A lot of things when you're in pain, normally you would take like Tylenol or Advil or stuff like that, right? And you figure it's gonna relieve the pain. It's not gonna get rid of it. It's gonna relieve it. But if you're constantly using it, then your body gets used to. It gets used to you taking pills. So what does it do? It just rejects it. And so you're trying to find something else stronger that will alleviate the pain. It's by choice. It's by choice for you taking the pill instead of finding a way to get rid of it. When it comes to depression, there are many levels of depression, and yes, it's a chemical factor in it. When you are eating, there are chemicals in food. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. When you eat that food that you're eating, say, I want more, more, and more. Well, somehow you have to decide whether you want to keep eating these things or not. That's what's called.
So what if a person like, okay, let me just tell you this. I don't eat. My problem is not I'm fat because I don't eat. Let me tell you.
Fast.
I am in a constantly fasted state, and I'm very vitamin, nutrition, everything deficient. My thyroid has decided to conk out on me. Let me tell you what happened. So you have some people that are fat because they eat a lot. You have some people fat because they don't eat at all. Like I'm fat. I barely eat. Like people have to give me food, right? I don't eat. Like that's why like they were like, "Oh, I'll give you Ozempic." I'm like, "Well, I'm pretty much on Ozempic without even being on Ozempic." Like they were saying, "Well, you can get like your stomach cut out and not eat." That's not going to do anything. I'm already not eating. So my problem is not I'm fat because I'm eating a whole bunch of food. My problem is I lack
vitamins.
Like I'm not like if I showed you my blood panel, like they pretty much were like you're I'm losing blood at an alarming rate every time I get my menstrual cycle. Vitamin D, iron, B, every vitamin is 0. You know what I'm saying?
What's
my D level was at a 10. You know what I'm saying? My vitamin D is at a 10.
What's the more common thing that the doctor would tell you?
Well, they'll say it's thyroid. They'll say it's your thyroid, right? But what happens
I was going to say iron.
Oh no, my biggest thing is D, vitamin D. My vitamin D levels. Oh wait, iron is very low too. But my iron is super duper low. And what'll happen is that when those things are low, it makes you D, and my D levels at 10 supposed to be at 30, right? So what happens is that you begin to, because it's like when you don't have vitamin D, your bones get to hurting. So people are like, well, just go and work out. It's like, well, I don't like, why would I work? My arm, everything hurts. Like, why would I work out? I'm in pain. So it's a common, I don't feel hungry. I just ate some popcorn like a few minutes ago earlier in the live earlier. That's the most I haven't eaten anything else today. I don't feel hunger. My metabolism is at a standstill. So the moment I eat something, it
like you and I and everybody, like everybody else. Your metabolism is the first to go when you get older.
Right. So
unless you work out constant,
thyroid going, but you can't live if you don't have any energy because you don't have all the vitamins and minerals. You're not gonna feel like working out. So it's like it's a cycle of like just. And I was talking to a person. He was pretty much saying like people like this, like, because like I said, but you know what it is? Fibroid, like a fibroid. The fibroid is taking away my blood in my body, making me tired. I had to get a blood transfusion because I was losing so much blood during my menstrual cycle. And then that combined with not even going outside, you know what I'm saying? Like it makes you tired, and then your bones get to aching. I'll be like, but I just started taking vitamin D and I feel better now. I used to be just sitting in pain.
Just take a multivitamin. Just take a multivitamin.
Well, no. I need like where I'm at right now, a multivitamin is not gonna do it. Like it's too. I need like high dose vitamin D. When you have a 10 vitamin D level when it's supposed to be at 30.
Well, then,
they have that right there behind the counter at the pharmacies. They will let you do it without a prescription. They have the high dose vitamin D.
Yeah. Like, that sounds good, but I wasn't thinking about that. I didn't even know I didn't know anything was wrong. I'm just thinking I'm perimenopausal. I'm going through menopause. I'm like making up shit in my mind, right? Meanwhile, I'm depressed. I'm cussing people out. I'm sad because I'm in pain. All this stuff, and people are like, "Oh, just go work out." I'm like, I don't fucking feel like working out. Like I'm like, and especially if it rains, I'm like my bones hurt. I don't feel like doing none of that shit. Now, once I realized it was a vitamin deficiency, now I'm getting up. Like I like imagine not getting no sleep because throughout the night because you're deficient, your skin is itching. It's all kind of weird shit happening. I feel like my heart is palpitating. I'm going through all this stuff because the thyroid started to kick in. So I'm thinking like all this shit. I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on?
Hold on.
So like I'm not even realizing I'm just low in vitamins.
I'll call y'all back. I'm gonna tune in later. But also I have to say in something. I have to ask a question. Do you think?
But all I'm saying is that all this stuff is
more
really
of a choice
about
or
diet.
responsibility.
It's really about diet. Everything I'm saying is that a lot of these illnesses.
What is your responsibility though?
Okay, depression included is about diet. If you don't like for me, I'm not eating food, right? So of course I'm going to wither away and probably, if I'm not eating, I'm not taking any vitamins. I'm just over here starving to death, So yeah, of course, you're up here just in every little thing you eat, It's gonna pile on. That's what was pretty much happening to me. It's like I wasn't eating nothing. Didn't need berberine because I was berberine, So I had to start to now eat, eat food. It was pretty much like an eating disorder. Like my kids had to be like, "Hey, mom, eat," So people have to understand is that depression comes in many forms. Obesity, all this stuff. Everything is not because someone is shoving or being over consuming. Sometimes you can underdo it and you get the same results. You understand what I'm saying? We unlock. You there?
Yeah, I'm dealing with my daughter. But I was gonna tell you, you can eat pretty much anything you want. How much are you eating it is a question. It always tells you when a professional is training you to eat in proportions. They will pretty much prefer you to go meat first, then meat and then vegetables. Meat the first week, meat and vegetables the second week. Nothing but water and a little bit of coffee. A little bit of coffee here, a little bit of coffee there. No sodas, no pop. Most of this stuff is chemicalized. How do I know it? Because my iron is very, very low. And they said you need some vitamin D. So they gave me vitamins, and they also said.
Do you know how many people black people in America are low in vitamin D? Vitamin D is not just a vitamin; it's a hormone. Welcome to the panel, Wall Street. What did you have something to say about this?
You can hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm pretty heavy in vitamin D. Pause. But with the whole, but with the whole depression thing, we do have to realize environment plays a major factor, and the environment that a lot of people immerse themselves in, and this is when what the brother couldn't understand that I was trying to build on was environment is a choice. So even social media, you're just inundated in all these posts of people just living these amazing lives. And Yada has 4 wives and you ain't got a girlfriend. And these women are getting Birkin bags bought and you just trying to pay your rent. So when you choose to be in that environment, you kind of are choosing, to open yourself up for the things that logically lead to depression. A lot of depression comes from competition.
Well, you know what? That is what Medistate is saying. In his mind, he's like depression, sadness is temporary. Depression is to the death. Once you feel like you're dying, you fall in depression. Did I not say that? And you're right. But he was also saying that depression is really about you thinking that, you know, whatever's on the outside you should be experiencing, and you begin to ruminate or overthink about those things, and then you know,
And
feel
see
depressed about what you don't have.
and that's the
Wait, wait,
problem.
wait.
Like it's so much deeper than that. Like if we're dealing with depression honestly, right? Depression can come from losing your mom. She was your best friend, right? Like there's no one else on earth like her, and now that's gone. That can lead to a deep depression. You get what I'm saying? Losing a job can lead to a deep level of depression. How am I going to survive? You're worried about the same things over and over again each day. These things can be forms of depression as well. So it's not just about, you know, things you want that you can't have. Sometimes it's a loss of the things you've attained. You get what I'm saying? That can definitely lead to depression.
But I know what Fatty would say. Fatty would say, "Go and find another job. Go and find another job. Do a paper route. Go
I
and
almost
hustle."
spit my damn drink out. Why you do that? Why is that? That's go and find another time. But if you don't like it, what's going on with you? You just going in and do what you got to do with it. If you don't like it, you don't like what's happening into your life, then you have to do what the fucking you want to do.
What is your problem?
And that's
Why don't you answer a question? But that's what mainly he would tell you. Everything
I would
starts
say, well, if
with
you don't liking what you're doing, you just say fuck it.
every
It'll be okay.
he and others think that every problem has a solution. But every problem
Yeah.
that has a solution has consequences behind it.
And what I would tell
Anything.
people is, what
So
I would tell,
State says depression is a weak excuse. Let me tell you something about how bad depression can be. Let me tell you something. Okay. My child
Who said that?
Metastate X. Metastate X been in the chat room going in about depression ain't nothing. It's about you wanting something that someone else has, and this, that, the other. But I'm gonna say this is that, like, to think that's a very shallow. Can you come up here, Meta X, Metastate? It's a very shallow way of looking at things, Metastate.
right?
Is
It's
he
just
white
flat
or
out
black?
wrong.
Because there's people that are depressed. They don't even know they're depressed. So if you say it's a weak excuse, then you're saying that a person that probably doesn't even realize they're depressed should realize it and get over it. And that's not cool, right? Sometimes
what?
it
You're
takes
operating
other
in
people
no
on the outside to let
revelation.
you know that you are actually, in fact, depressed.
And then it's like that whole thing about it's about wanting things you can't. Well, what if it's something that's like gone? Like when I lost my best friend, yeah, I was in a deep depression over that. You know what I mean? Like I was myself up out of that hole. You know, so
My
the
my
the
brother,
argument
my
the
brother.
argument is never that you can't get over depression. My issue is when certain people have certain opinions and they show a complete lack of empathy. That is the last person that someone depressed should be listening to, because to deal with depression, if you're gonna try to help, you gotta have a element of empathy. My fault, bro. And yeah, I just wanted to get that out.
Y'all sound like people that want to
Brother,
sound like you're
let me
shit,
ask you a
y'all.
question. If you took my Jordans, would I feel depressed? Of course I would. But guess what? That's materials.
You'll
I
feel
can
sad,
get
not
it back. But
depressed. No. You would feel sad that you lost your Jordan. Depression is a whole nother level.
would you
We gotta
be
like really
depressed?
make the difference between sadness or depression. When
Would
does
you feel
sadness
depressed?
become depression?
What I'm saying, would you feel depressed if your mom died?
My mom
Of
have
course you.
died. Yeah. But it's
Okay,
not the
so
same as
how
if
is
someone took
depression?
my Jordan.
How is feeling depression? How is feeling depression weak? I'm still stuck on that.
Right. That's not a weak thing.
What? How can losing someone lead to depression?
How can depression period define depression?
It's a prolonged state of unhappiness and a lack of hope, not seeing the positive things that you want to have in your life. And that's just off the top of the dome. That's not a clinical, that's just my take on it.
All right, so let's actually get the real thing, okay? So it says depression is a common serious mood disorder characterized by persistent sadness, loss of interest in activities, and according to the National something of mental health, a range of physical and cognitive symptoms that last at least 2 weeks. It impacts daily life, work, sleep, and appetite, and is not a sign of weakness, but a treatable medical condition. So look, mood disorder, persistent sadness, loss of interest in activities, and according to a range of physical and cognitive systems. So like, it's not just a matter of like, you just don't want to.
So wherever in that you just read said weak. Where in that monologue what you just read?
It said it's weak. Not. It said it's not a sign of weakness.
So
you're saying you're saying, which one are y'all saying that it's not a sign of weakness?
That's what you read. Like it said that definition said, and it's not a form of weakness.
It said that right here, and is not a sign of weakness.
Right.
So all is like opinions are like assholes. Everybody.
So that's all self-inflicted. Okay. All right. So if something happens to make you feel, it makes your mood swing. Like you might be sad, but now you might have. I don't really get. Okay. What are you saying? Could you please come up here, because what? Y'all sound like people that want a social security check. Like, what are you saying here? What are you getting at? Like, come up. Stop.
I wouldn't mind a social security check.
Oh yeah, that's extra. Like what? Like $900 a month.
Yeah. Why not?
Right.
See, with me,
I sound like JP for president. Shoot, I might be here.
With me, when I hear some of those comments, to me, that's a signal of depression.
Right? He might not be depressed. He might be a sociopath. Because
no, that's a signal of ignorance. Don't do that. Don't give him any leeway. That's ignorance.
I mean,
we're dealing with revelation times right here. Don't do that.
I hear what you're saying. I do. And I'm honestly, that's one of my flaws. I don't have enough empathy, right? But to that topic of depression, like, even when I moved from New York, started my new career, I got real comfortable. I had everything in the world, right? But I was at a certain point very, very depressed, because the closest people that I loved and wanted to be around, they weren't around me anymore. And so now you're losing people and you're only coming back for funerals and stuff like that. And it was a time when I was very unhappy, and it was prolonged. That's the one thing about the definition she read that I was, my definition was somewhat in line with, is prolonged. It gave 2 weeks, and I like the fact that it gave a limit. All right, you can't just be upset today and happy tomorrow. I get that, but yeah.
I'll say this, let me even give you guys an example, right? So my father passed away, and everybody was talking about how strong I was. I was like 6 or 7 years old when my father died, right? Everybody, because I wasn't crying at the funeral, I wasn't tripping, whatever. I was like very, stoic. And everybody was like, she's so strong. She didn't cry. No one took that as a cue, is that like, wait a minute, she might need some therapy, because why didn't she cry? She should be able. She needed to probably release that. So all that happened is that, like, instead of like me crying in that moment, I held on to it for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm. See, again, that speaks to that point I was making earlier about people not even knowing when they're depressed, let alone the people around them, right? So Now the people around you, they just know you for being a rock. You know what I mean? And they're marveled by the strength you have in these moments, but they can't see that, other side of what you're going through because they just view you as always having it together. So that's what I say. A lot of times, some of the strongest people, are in spaces of depression that a lot of us don't have a certain empathy for.
So wait, again, I ask you this question: Is it a choice? Is it a choice to be depressed? Sorry about that.
I almost thought that was homie for a second.
I thought it was Fatty with the way you say. Is it a choice thing? Is it a choice?
Is it choicing?
No, I don't think depression is a choice. I don't think people that make the choices to deal with their depression, like voluntarily transitioning themselves, right? Self-transitioning. I don't think the space they were in, they chose to just be in that miserable state.
Oh, wow.
They chose to handle it the way they handle it, but they didn't choose to just be stuck in that mental space.
Nobody wants to be stuck in a mental state of depression.
Right.
People don't even realize that they're taking depressants.
So if you don't want them to be stuck in a mental depression in that state, what do you want them to do? You want them to take more pills? You want them to, take what you call the things, monsters every single day? Monsters aren't good for you. Pills aren't good for you either because they mess with you long term. So what would you rather them do? Would you rather them run around the block? Would you rather them just keep eating, and keep eating? Do you want them to? I mean, these people are actually killing each other from the whim, right?
Yeah.
They're actually taking the Q-poons and shooting each other because of depression.
Right. That's why I take it serious.
Just crashing out.
Yeah, it can have an effect on your life, right? Someone in a bad mental state, like there was just a dude that went into Grand Central Station with a machete and bugged out. You know what I mean? Like, so it can.
It's just like, why do you think prisons? Why do you think most prisons take certain people and take them into what do they call? I forgot what they were called. Like, put them in like these
isolation,
group tanks, and then they talk to each other and they try to mentally stable them and have these particular talks.
I got you. Yeah, that's real simple. It's because solid mental space is a major asset for maintaining security.
Bingo.
If you got a bunch of people who feel threatened, people who feel angry, unhappy, they can't release it, these are the people that go and crash out and create security issues. So I would say, yeah, in jails in particular, like mental health, 100% should be a focus. Just on the security aspect of it, you know what I mean?
I honestly, I feel like, we're talking about, is anyone on here depressed? I go through depression. I am diagnosed major depressed. So I do have a diagnosis. So I go up and down in major depression. So
everyone.
I'm not depressed anymore, but I've had 3 moments in my life that I can look back on and say I had to deal with major bouts of depression, right? So for me, because being a man is a big deal, and a part of being a man is determining my own fate, right? Either I'm gonna figure this out or I'm not, right? So in my, probably most recent space of depression, that was the first time I was like, all right, let me go talk to somebody. Let me just see how it works. And I didn't get what I was looking for on the first person I went and spoke to. But I finally found someone that I felt good speaking to. I appreciated the information they gave me back. And I got some stuff off my chest. And I figured out how to get right. Coming out of depression is the work. That's where the work is involved.
You were working on a regimen, correct? You were working to get in, depending upon whatever regimen, exercising, dieting.
To figure out the solution. So, like, for me, it wasn't really about replacing lifestyle. Like, when you're talking about the exercising and just figuring out different things to keep yourself busy, that wasn't what it really was for me. A lot of times it was processing my own mental space. You know what I mean? And just figuring out ways to not dig a hole for myself mentally and start getting, gloomy about the outcome of whatever situation. You know what I mean? Sometimes just simply getting to the point of saying, all right, everything may go bad, but I'm going to still be all right. You know what I mean? Can help lift you out of that depression. And then once everything doesn't go bad, you can start to build on that. You know what I mean? Well, I thought this was going to happen, but that wasn't even that bad. Oh, I thought this, and yeah, well, I guess it ain't that bad. Well, maybe the next time will be even better. And you can dig yourself out that hole.
Well, I have to say, so personally, strip clubs made me depressed. I was going to strip clubs regular or daily. No, I had no mother. I had no father. All my grandparents are gone. It's like, what do I have left? Wife, I got children, I got in-laws, I got family back home. When you're alone, when you're the only child, you're used to it after a while. After a while, seasons go by.
Yeah.
Seasons go by.
Yeah.
Now you have no biological brothers or sisters, but you have in-laws. You don't speak to your in-laws regularly, like you would. But every so often you have family gatherings. But you look at their family, you look at your spouse's family, you look at your they have their, you don't have yours. And you wonder why you usually sit in the corner by yourself, or you're drinking too much, or you're lashing out. And most likely the solution would be is to easily speak to someone. It's not that easy. It's not that easy for some folks. It's different strokes for different folks. So what the solution to the problem is, you don't fix it by any chemical analysis. You fix it by words. You fix it by physical reactions.
Well, let's be
I don't know.
honest.
I don't know if I believe that. I believe that a lot of this stuff is because what happens when you become depressed? What the first thing that happens is you lose your appetite. I believe that depression starts in the gut, just like all illnesses.
You lose your appetite?
I do.
Well, no, I was gonna say though, a lot of people are like clinically having issues, right? Like some things do need to be, prescribed for. Like there are people out here who have serious mental illnesses. Now, with that being said, I don't think that prescriptions are the benefit for the masses. Like when I look at myself, that had the potential to just make things worse. If I was trying to take a prescription to like mask what I needed to work through. You get what I'm saying? So when we were talking about solutions, one of those things I think, and this is why I, kind of harp on that when I'm on YouTube. This is one of the places where community is extremely important. And I think as interconnected as the world has become, a lot of people feel more alone than they've ever felt.
You want my honest opinion? YouTube is the greatest depression that I've ever experienced in life. I honestly never, I've been here for 20 years and I have yet never experienced so much BS in my entire freaking life. I mean, the categories, pick them, and it's all depressing. It's all depressing. And then, of course,
you're right about
when
that.
you meet up, and when you meet up with each other, and when you meet up with each other, it's even more depressing because their chemical imbalances are off, and
And so
everybody
look,
wants to fight each other.
and so
Everybody
look,
wants to
let's
fight each other.
triple right.
Man,
Let's triple
listen,
down on
that
that
actually
because
literally happened with a person I know.
he just
Had a
hit
meet and
something on the
greet.
head. Because this is what you got to understand, right? Like with the whole social media space, you have to understand that there are people that wake up in the morning and their plan is to depress you. Their plan is to mentally break you down, troll you, hurt your feelings. And so this is when I was talking about, to homie's point, how in some cases it can be a choice because where you put yourself is a choice. But I really put the choice more on figuring it out, getting the help, or either helping yourself. Everyone doesn't need to go talk to somebody. A lot of these things you can figure out on your own or through family. A lot of times we do have the people that we could call, but we either feel ashamed to call them and let them know we're down, or, we're just too prideful to say we need help. So when it comes to getting right from it, that's when I would put that, onus on the person. Like you do have an onus to figure it out. You don't necessarily have to do it on your own, but you got to put the effort in to get you right. Like personal happiness is what did homie tell me? Personal happiness is like a self job. You know what I mean? Like that's nobody else's job. It's your job to figure out your happiness.
Do you think that depression starts in the digestive system?
No. I think the things we intake and whatnot, it can make our bodies where we're not operating on an optimal level. But my opinion on the masses of people who probably suffer from these things, it's more environment in 2026 than anything else. You know what I'm saying? Everything is set up for you wake up in the morning, you scroll through your timeline, this person got a promotion and you losing your job. You know what I mean? This person having a birthday and they got 76 happy birthdays and nobody even acknowledged you on yours. You get what I'm saying? So
So
a lot of people.
I'm about to blow your mind before
Go
you
ahead.
go any further. I'm fixing to blow your mind because I'm gonna tell you what it does. Let's go.
Brain talk to each other, and when the gut talks, your gut and your brain talk to each other, and when the gut talks, the brain listens. I'm Dr. Tracy Marks, a psychiatrist, and I make mental health education videos. Your intestines has about 39 trillion microorganisms in it. And yes, I said trillion. We call this collection of organisms the microbiome, and it consists mostly of bacteria, but it also contains viruses and fungi. Collectively, it weighs about 3 pounds, which is the same weight as your brain. We feed these organisms and they produce chemicals that we need. They send messages to the brain through the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is cranial nerve number 10 that originates in the brainstem, and then it travels down your neck and alongside your carotid arteries, and then into your chest, and then branches out and sends out feelers to control your internal organs in your abdomen and your chest, including your intestines. It's the longest nerve that originates in the brain and not only controls the contractions of your gut, which is called peristalsis, but it also controls your heart rate. So it's a super important nerve. And that's what the microbiome uses to send messages directly to your chief operating officer, your brain. That's probably more than you wanted to know about the vagus nerve, but I couldn't help myself. The vagus nerve is important in triggering a relaxation response. More on that in another video. We know that people who are depressed and anxious have very different microbiomes than people who are not depressed. With depression, you have a higher number of bad bacteria that produce inflammatory chemicals. They send these inflammatory chemicals back to the brain and they get distributed in the body. So the ideal scenario is to have a diverse population of bacteria strains. Yes, even the microbiome values diversity. Even though the microbiome contains viruses and fungi, it's mostly bacteria, so I will refer to it as your gut bacteria. What makes you have good versus bad bacteria? Several things. Diet and medications. Diets high in processed foods, sugar, red meat, and fast food promote the bad bacteria. And lots of medications, and not just antibiotics, can change the population of your gut. Your age. As you get older, your bacteria population becomes less diverse. Your sleep. Bacteria are sensitive to circadian rhythm changes, so poor sleep promotes bad bacteria and increases inflammation. And then activity level. Aerobic activity improves the diversity of your microbiome. The connection between having poor microbiome health and depression is so strong that research has shown that transplanting feces containing the bacteria from a non-depressed individual to a depressed individual treated the depression. So we know.
Now, I wanted to say, here we go with the Dr. Sebi stuff, right? I wanted to disagree with sis, but there were a couple of points she made that even, made the hairs on my neck stand up. Like, I never thought about it from the fact that the bad bacteria can kind of flourish more when you're in a sleep state, right? But one thing we know, one of the things that people do to self kind of medicate when they're depressed, you sleep all day. You don't want to get out the house, and that literally becoming active, which is the next thing she was going into, literally becomes how you start on the process of getting yourself right. You know what I mean? So
right. And most people, listen, most people that are depressed, what they do, they don't sleep. When you're in a depressed state, you don't sleep unless you.
Wait. That's not what sis was saying, right? Sis was saying when you sleep, these bad germs
No, it's saying that your body rolls on a circadian rhythm.
Right.
That means you're like the bacteria. So that means up day or up night, down day, up, whatever it is. Sun's up, you're up. Sun down, you're down. That is the rhythm of the bacteria that produces in your body.
Well, no,
but if you're not sleeping,
run it back. What she was saying with the sleeping was that this presents to the top to what I've been saying, environment, right? Like when she was talking about the circadian rhythm, she was talking about under that, these negative germs or whatever she's saying can build, right? And I'm looking at what I've done and what I believe most people do a lot of the times when you can see when someone's depressed, they sleep all day.
Right. It's because their circadian rhythm is off. Their up and down is up. Let's go.
Your age. As you get older, your bacteria population becomes less diverse. Your sleep. Bacteria are sensitive to circadian rhythm changes. So poor sleep promotes bad bacteria. And
see, she said poor sleep promotes bad bacteria.
Yeah,
that means, and anybody that knows that a person that's depressed is usually like up all night.
You up all night. You can't sleep. You got to go to work in the morning. You might sleep
all day.
Yeah.
So circadian is like, no, up in the day, sleep at night because you're up during the sun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't hear it. I was
and off. That increases inflammation because you're like not your body's not, and most eating schizophrenics might go days without sleeping.
See, look, DJ, this when I get mad in the park because when I'm wrong, I admit I'm wrong. Like, Yeah, I didn't hear what she said, and your assessment of what she's actually saying is more accurate. Yeah, I mean,
Right. And if I was wrong, I would admit I was wrong. Let's go.
you know
And
me,
increases
like
inflammation.
I admit.
And then activity level. Aerobic activity improves the diversity of your microbiome. The connection between having poor microbiome health and depression is so strong that research has shown that transplanting feces containing the bacteria from a non-depressed individual to a depressed individual treated the depression. So we know that this is a real thing that matters, but unfortunately, it's not practical to do fecal transplants because of the risk of transmitting infection.
So I will let this play some more, but I'm just letting you guys know it starts.
Please break that down for me.
In the gut. Where does feces get created? In your colon.
Right.
And people don't even realize how much what you're eating and how your body's breaking down that food.
But wait.
And even having poor gut health.
Wait, but break
sometimes
down
you
the
might
point
have
she
leaky
was making
bowel.
about the fecal transplant. What was?
Right. So there's a thing that you can actually like put like some feces into the colon that another person might have that it has a positive like this into the colon, but that's not a practical use of that because
I got you. So
you know what I'm saying? But they're
basically
people have
she's
found
saying
out.
a change in the feces would change the body, but that's not.
But they can't do that. They instead of like shoving poop up somebody's behind.
Yeah, I got you.
It's a matter. Don't do it up the Duke chute. Do it down the mouth. You know, and eat the right stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, so rather than them shoving poop up somebody's into someone's intestines using some device or whatever and letting that change the biome, you eat the right things and the biome will change because it
produce different poop.
Produce different poop, right? Right. So all of this is and I that's what I was really saying on Fatty's channel is that depression is not just a mental state, it is a state of your actual microbiome in your because your intestines is made of the same kind of stuff, almost similar to your brain, you know.
And you know why that video was good? Because the one thing I am good at is the diet portion. I do try to eat more healthy than just eating garbage. Like 99% of the time, I'm not even looking at anything processed, right? But the activity part is something that I could do better at because
and sometimes it might be that you could be allergic to something that you're even eating on a regular basis. That's the thing. That's why you need to get like a fecal. There's like a thing where you like take your poo and then they'll like test it out. And you might even be allergic to what you're eating every day. And that might be causing inflammation, which goes up to the brain, which causes depression. And if you are deficient in vitamins, people don't even realize that they're even having a vitamin deficiency. They don't get blood tests. A lot of men do not go to the doctor and get their blood drawn and get like a blood panel to see, are you low in B12?
They wait till
B6,
wifey goes see the doctor.
Yeah. Exactly. Like you might be low in like vitamins and minerals, and then you think you're depressed, and really you're just low in iron or low in, and that's
but
why.
Now,
that's
here's what I want to do, DJ. But what I want to do is connect the two, right? Because everything she's saying in my mind when the video started, I wanted to be like, oh, here come another one of those weirdos. But it did make sense, right? I understand what she was saying, and I do think biology plays a part. But I think the aspect of biology is how equipped you are to deal with the bullshit you deal with in your environment. So the healthier person may be able to deal with this world differently than the person with the bad poop. You understand what I'm saying?
A person that's eating right, that has all their vitamins and minerals might not lash out when someone says bumps you in the road or whatever.
But now here's the thing though. I think a person that eats all the beets in the world in this environment can still end up in a place of depression.
But hold on. If you have like I said, depression is not just a mental, it's a physiological state. It's not that when we get past us understanding depression as just mental, then we can understand that what we eat, everything that we do with our bodies contribute to our mind state. So let's
But
go.
I think
Plus,
when we're
there's just
talking about,
something about
I
having
think when
someone
we're talking
else's
about
feces
depression, though,
injected into your body that just doesn't sit right. No pun intended. So until we have maybe an artificial option, you have to boost your own gut health. And here's some suggestions. The first thing is to clean up your diet by eliminating or reducing processed foods, sugar, and red meat.
what I
The
said,
Mediterranean diet is a good choice for this kind of diet, and I talk about this diet as a treatment for depression in this video. Then you want to eat prebiotics. Prebiotics are the fiber that feeds the bacteria and keeps them in circulation. These are foods that are high in inulin, fruit, sugars, polyphenols, and polyunsaturated fatty acids. Some examples of prebiotics are onion, garlic, bananas, walnuts, wine, oily fish, and oats. I have a handy guide that you can download from my website. If you're already part of my email community, you got this when the video first published. You can get it from my website without leaving your email address, but then you'll have to go back to my website every time I give away something. Then there's probiotics. Probiotics contain the actual bacteria that you ingest
get it
to
out.
increase the good population of bacteria. You can get them from your diet or you can take capsules. It's always best to get important nutrients from your food rather than supplements.
Correct.
Some examples of dietary probiotics are yogurt, sauerkraut, pickles, and
Ginger.
kombucha. Because these foods contain live bacteria, you should check with your doctor if you are severely immunocompromised. The more good bacteria that you have, the better, and you can increase the diversity by taking probiotic supplements along with eating probiotic food. The probiotic capsules contain freeze-dried bacteria that reconstitute once they get past the stomach and into the gut. And by the way, because of the positive effect on your mental health, some people prefer to probiotics as psychobiotics. It matters when you take your probiotic supplements. You need to take them on an empty stomach before your meal. Why? Because your stomach secretes acid as part of the digestive process to break down your food. Some
Right.
bacteria are very resistant to acid, like certain strains of E. coli that cause food poisoning. These bacteria survive the stomach acid and then secrete toxins causing vomiting and diarrhea. The most common good bacteria strains are bifidobacteria and lactobacilli, and they can also survive the stomach acid if they're not exposed to the acid for too long.
Which is
So
why
the
you eat it
bacteria
first.
containing food or pills need to move through your stomach as fast as possible so the bacteria isn't killed off by the acid. Movement through the stomach is fast when it's empty, but when you eat a heavy meal, there's a backup as the food gets processed. It's like waiting in line to go through airport security. In that case, the bacteria can get killed off while it sits in the stomach. So
Before
probiotics
never-
work best on an empty stomach or with a very light meal. The next thing you want to do is increase your aerobic exercise. The Department of Health and Human Services recommends 150 minutes of moderate exercise a week. This could be 30 minutes of brisk walking or swimming 5 days a week. And then running would be vigorous exercise. And with this, you would only need 75 minutes a week. As for sleep, set a consistent bedtime that allows you to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night. Even if you've never been depressed or anxious, good gut health begets good overall health, including maintaining a proper weight. Have you ever wondered what makes some people naturally thin while others large, even when the two people eat the same amount of food? You may say it's genetic. Well, guess what? That population of 39 trillion organisms house a lot of genetic material in their cells, and that influences a lot of our body functions.
Damn,
Some
she's
people
good.
refer to the microbiome as the second brain or the secondary immune system. So it would behoove you to take care of your microbe community, and then it will take care of you.
Damn, DJ, she's good.
And listen, I'm gonna tell you this. You know, me being a person that is obese. Everybody talks about how fat I am. Everybody assumes I just shove food down my throat. Like I continue to tell people I don't. Okay, I don't eat a lot of food. I like pretty much barely eat. But like, and that's the problem. You know, my thyroid is like barely working. You know, but I will say that, you know, throughout this whole thing, I've learned about, like, you know, the gut and the biome and this, that, the other. You know, I learned so much because of the fact that I'm like, okay, why am I not hungry? What is going on? Why do I feel like this? You know, why I feel so lethargic, you know, not wanting to get out of bed, trying to figure out what's going on with me. I'm like, because I thought I was perimenopausal. I thought it was this. I was trying to figure out what was wrong. Because I'm like, you know, for a like, I'm not even, you know, people will say, you know, to fast. It's, oh, you're fat, just don't eat no food, right? There's an actual guy named he had this thing called the snake diet. Again, and the whole thing is, if you're fat, it was a guy that he said, you're fat, just stop eating. And then what'll happen is your body will go into ketosis and start eating up all the fat. And that was the beginning of like just really fucking myself up, because I was actually listening to this nigga and I was just like not even eating nothing. And I continued, and I got so used to not eating that it got really bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't even eat that much, because even when I eat, so I get like too full, I want to throw up. If I eat too much, I'm gonna throw up. And then if I eat, especially chicken, certain things I eat will make me sleepy. Like immediately, if I eat it, I'll get sleepy and tired and want to go to bed. Like, especially chicken. I can't eat any chicken. It makes me dead tired, like almost a heroin addict level of tired. Like, imagine like you eat like a piece of chicken and you just want to go to sleep. Like, not people are talking to you. Lean. Yeah, like I swear to goodness, I have eaten something and then I'll feel like laying down. They say it's called what's it called when you have when you eat something and you're sleepy? It's called
one of the best episodes of the Boondocks there was the itis.
What is it called? It's a name for it when they call it when you eat food. The itis, right? Yes.
One
so
of the best Boondocks episodes ever. The itis.
If I eat any chicken, I immediately get sleepy. Especially if I can't, if I'm gonna eat any like chicken or anything, I can't drive because I will be falling asleep driving. Like, so like to me, like food, I have to be very careful what I eat because my digestive system is so sensitive that it will make me tired, like to the like dead tired, like passing out level. And I actually did a whole show with a guy who was talking about being like on like dope or like on like opioids, and he was like, no, you don't like hallucinate, you just fall asleep.
See, but here's the thing though.
Oh, so I've experienced that with food and didn't even realize that is a similar thing. So it probably like pushed like the dopamine really heavily in my body. Because
so here's the thing though, DJ, right? Like, so my favorite aunt that I ever had in life, I mean, God bless her soul, Ma Aunt Sarah, she was a big joint. You know what I mean? Like, she was structurally put together. That's why her husband never left, right? But
yeah, me she too. Was like I'm gonna say I'm a big woman, but I do have a shape to me. I'm not like
right. I'm
not
so
shaped. I'm not saying. Like one of them 50, 60, 100-pound light, whatever.
So now let me make the point, right? So what I'm saying is, she died at 83, right? Like, she was never, you know, inherently unhealthy, but she was always a larger woman. Why? Because she's a black woman. That's just how our genetic makeup is. We're larger than these other people on Earth. So being larger doesn't necessarily mean unhealthy. Right now, there is a place to argue that with us sometimes when you watch some of the videos you watch, and, you know, some people aren't healthy at all. That's completely different from just naturally being a larger person, right? Like, it's not even on a health level from what I've seen from my family, right? It's not even necessarily unhealthy. My Aunt Sarah lived longer than a lot of my uncles who went to the military and still would put the gloves on and box with meat.
Your gut
right?
and your brain talk to each other. And when the gut,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Go ahead.
your gut and your brain talk to each other. Your gut and your brain talk to each other.
Stop.
She made some great
Let's talk about
points
another
that I think I could implement in my personal life with where I'm at. But I don't even think she would disagree with my overall argument that I personally believe it's environment more than anything. I think everything she's talking about will make you better equipped to deal with the elements that will cause depression, right? But let's be very clear. You could be the healthiest person on earth and still not feel like you look good, not feel like you're secure financially, not feel like you're at the point where you want to be at in life in terms of a family. And all those elements can absolutely depress someone.
You joining me here live, or if you're
Right.
So I'm saying the health part, I think that prepares you better to deal with the environmental part, which in my opinion, looking at people now, yeah, it's Instagram, it's social media that got people miserable. You wake up in the morning and look at 50 people doing better than you. And all day you're thinking I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And a lot of times people don't even realize them people capping. You falling for something. You get what I'm saying? So now you looking at the comments. These people in the comments, they're depressed. That's why they come to depress you. So I would say the health part can make you better equipped to deal with it. But when we looking at 2026, nah, it's more environment. Like,
so you're saying that on a certain level, you probably should like eat good and do this, that, the other, but you also have to like change your lifestyle.
Oh no,
to not
absolutely.
be so
Like
absorbed in the internet and all
I'm
those
saying, I wanted to completely say, oh, sister's a goofy and she in her Dr. Sebi bag. But when she broke down everything she broke down, right? Like, I don't do everything right. One thing I do, I eat a lot of onions. You know what I mean? I got yogurt in the fridge right now. That's literally what I said. Like, the dietary part was something that, from things I'd studied in my college years, I said, all right, this is just one aspect that I know I can determine, so I want to do right there, right? And that probably has transcended into my weaker places where now I got to figure some stuff out. You know what I mean? But because I was biologically ready to handle it, yeah, I figured it out. You know what I mean? Nah, her breakdown was dope. And her breakdown literally is gonna have me out of breath running around my HOA this weekend. Cause that's the activity part was kind of for me the final part that I didn't address. Because I've always been naturally slim. You know what I mean? So it was never a priority how a lot of dudes go to college, they start lifting the weights to get big, and now they brolic and they're cute. That was never really an issue for me. I was always slim, I was always tall. So physically, whatever I'm trying to do, I can make it work. But just in terms of building me and addressing the things that would make me better, yeah, I do need to start running around this HOA twice a week.
All right, so I want to play this real quick. I want you to hear this because I think that this is really important.
That was dope. Sis was dope though.
It has to do with your microbiome, the good bacteria. Talk about another hidden underlying cause of depression and anxiety. And it has to do with your microbiome, the good bacteria in your gut. Now, there's a connection between your brain and your colon through what's called the vagus nerve. It's the longest nerve in the body. And what's interesting about the vagus nerve is that it's a two-way street, but only 10% of the information is going from the brain to the colon. Whereas if we look at the communication coming from the colon to the brain, that's 90%. So in other words, you're getting a lot of feedback in your brain from things that are happening in your gut, especially with all the things that are connected to the good bacteria. Now, what you need to know, which is not really known, is that your good bacteria make neurotransmitters. They make a lot of neurotransmitters, which are identical to the ones that your own body makes. So here you
And you know how I found this out? I found this out through rehab, Alcohol Anonymous. See, here's the thing. When people take drugs, right? It processes through your intestines before it goes up to your brain. Certain people, they get a serotonin or whatever thing hit when they smoke weed. They say, okay, that's the ticket. Some people from other different like drugs, right? So like even drugs itself they go through your digestive system. Unless you're like just smoking it, but even that. But for the most part, like
you went through a program for alcohol?
Yes, yeah, I did. Yep, I had 2 DWIs. I was an alcoholic to the core. I was, terrible. That's why I was so.
So they made you do it.
So I was. No, yeah, they did, and I actually went through rehab and everything.
Value in it.
Yeah, I learned a lot, and so. Yeah. And here's the thing, and that's why when the pod tried to bust me out, like, have you been drinking? And I'm like, really?
Oh, that's what that was about. Okay.
Yeah, like it was like some like a little like jab at me. But Nepal be drinking too. So I don't know why she pretend like it's something to say about because she probably was drunk when she said, "Have you been drinking?"
Do
you deal with it
that really
as
are
hold on?
symbiotic?
And it's important to me.
They're not your body. They're just.
Go ahead.
Do you deal with it as it's something you just can't do at all, or from an aspect of having to control it better?
What do you mean?
With alcohol, so like with a lot of people with drugs, you know what I mean? Like, because I'm a street dude, right? So I've literally had sales that I applauded them and pushed them in their recovery, right? Like, there's something wrong with me, right? But for a lot of them with more serious drugs, it was like, I can't do this at all, right? Like, I'm always be an addict. I can't play around with that pipe at all, right? With alcohol, I'm curious, is it the same element? Like, if I'm someone that recognizes I probably drink too much, should the goal be to be not drink at all?
That would be the best goal. Mm-hmm. I mean, and I'm not gonna lie, that would be the best goal because alcohol is toxic. It's terrible to the body. It's not good at all.
Yeah.
However, I would say this is that sometimes it's self-medicating. Sometimes it's I don't know. To me, it's a. I don't even know what it is. It's not even something that like I've been enjoyed doing. I just do it.
So would you say it kind of became a crutch, something that you knew was just available? I could go get a twisted tea from the.
Well, you know what? You know what? I think it's a boredom. When I get bored, I don't have to, and I don't even know what it is. Alcoholism runs in my family, but what they say in the treatment is that everybody like has that thing, right? They might snort some coke and be like, "Nah, I don't like that," but then they take a drink and like, "Oh, ding ding ding." That's pretty much what happened to me. It was like ding ding ding. That was the thing. Some people will do the coke and say ding ding ding. I've done pretty much everything that you could think of except for heroin and crack. I've done every drug you could except for like I haven't done like PCP and heroin, crack, and but I used to be a raver, so I used to like do all type of shit. I've done ayahuasca, LSD, mescaline. I mean, you name it, I have done it.
I got a crack.
I'm like a damn near like a hippie, like doing all type of crazy stuff, just experimenting on myself when I was in my younger years. But alcohol just stuck. So,
you think a part of it is the availability of it?
It was really bad at some point. It was terrible. Now,
so let me ask you, right?
Something I do. I don't do it every day. Once in a while, I'll do it. Like every few days, I'll drink. But I'm even trying to stop that because I know it's very unhealthy for me. Welcome to the channel, Mahogany. Welcome.
Hey, Mahogany.
You were in the mosh pit. No, raves don't have a mosh pit, honey. There's no mosh pit at the rave. But they were dancing, with glow sticks and happiness and joy. Welcome, Mahogany. Whatever the heck.
I didn't mean to take you back.
Right. Hey, Mahogany, you there? Mahogany?
I'm a nice guy, Mahogany.
I see you here, but
can you hear me? Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
I
I was
can
on
hear you
mute.
now.
I didn't realize I was on mute. I'm sorry. How are
Hey,
you doing?
I'm good.
Oh, girl. I can't even stay up here long. I'm getting over a cold, so my throat is sore. But I just
Pause.
was with a cheater. So the topic is a good one. I think my opinion about it is for me, I would like someone to have told me before I entered a relationship with this type of person. But I do think it depends on how close you are to the person and how well you know the situation. I think there's factors to it. You know what I'm saying?
Wait.
If
Okay,
it's somebody,
hold on. So are we changing over to the person cheating? Or are we talking about depression? Because
we're getting to the source
I
of
was
her
talking about
depression,
the cheating.
which in her case was the relationship she was in. Am I right?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
No,
So,
I was
all right,
talking about cheating. I was talking about a no good cheating motherfucker.
Okay, so
DJ,
we're gonna take the bacteria picture. There was a bacterial picture in the background, so I said, well, that doesn't have anything to do with the subject. So all right, let's talk. So let's now talk about the other subject about should a woman tell a friend if a man cheats? That part. We were talking about alcoholism, drug abuse, mental illness, and now we're going into bad relationships and how those things affect us. Go ahead, Mahogany. Let's go.
Well, I'm not, like I said, I can't stay long and my throat won't last. But basically, I just experienced this with someone that is a chronic cheater, but I didn't know it at the time. That's what he does. He's a liar. He's the type of person that'll look you straight in the face and lie to you. Got the scent of the woman all up on his clothes, on his neck. He just, it's pure hell dealing with a cheater. So for me, if I had known from the get, I would have liked somebody to have told me. And then because it's an abusive cycle. I wish I had more time than what I have, but these people, I mean, it takes a certain type of low down, dirty type of person to be a chronic cheater anyway.
Well, wait though, because I know you don't have a lot of time, so I want to ask you a question about what you just said. So, is it more of a hindsight is 2020 where you realize that's just who he is, or should you have seen that in building a relationship with him?
No, I realize that's who he is. He's never going to change.
You learned that later?
Yeah, I learned it later. And I wish I had learned it a lot sooner. Yeah.
So now, in building that relationship with him, right? Obviously, when we build relationships, we ask about past relationships, what broke them up, these things. Looking back, you don't see any signs you should have seen that this is this type of guy?
Oh, yeah. But at the time, because I'd never been through it before, like he was my ex-husband wasn't a cheater, and my last man I was with wasn't that I knew of. So it was like a first time experience for me, and prayerfully it'll be the last experience I deal with. But yeah, there were definitely signs that I know now that I didn't catch on right away.
What were the signs, child? Let's list them out.
Oh, girl, there was a plethora. Just him being very secretive with his phone. Him just being very secretive, period, which I never had that experience before. Like, basically, we would go out, but it would be places like we went out of town. Our first date, we went out of town on our date. And it's just things that I didn't think about. I didn't think about it. I would just think, okay, he wants to take me on a trip out of town. But then his behavior became more and more secretive. And there were other things too. But I can't think of them all right now. My head's on fire. Because we literally just broke up.
What did you end up finding out at the end of the whole situation?
That he was cheating.
No, not that he was cheating. It sounded like that he was either married or something like that. It sounded like what was really what happened?
Hold on.
Was he just a cheater, or was he in a serious relationship with somebody else? Mahogany?
It's a good question.
You there?
I felt like she was saying he was just a cheater. I felt like she was the main, but he was a scumbag.
You think he was the main? She was the main?
From hearing what she's saying, now if she go off mute, because you might be on mute, sis. Oh, no, she dropped off. Yeah.
I think she got a phone call.
Yeah, from what she was saying, I felt like he was just a cheater. I felt like she was under the impression they were building something, and he wasn't that. But that's where my line of question was coming from.
Well, that actually leads into the second part of the show where we talk about this whole situation with cheating. Let's go.
5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. If you're saying it's ladies first, Jazz, you've already had your first. So calm down, be quiet.
Oh my God! Wow!
Last week on Ladies First.
It don't matter either way, because even if she's the worst woman in the world, just break up with her. Point blank, period. I've snitched. I sure have. I don't care. I done told.
Damn, you snitched? Maya just crazy. Maya went to the girl like, hey.
What is LeBron? Now DJ.
If
I got a homegirl and she is with somebody and I see that nigga outside with somebody else, not only am I snitching, I'm sending photos.
Now, what if you see her? Now, 1 second. What if you see? Okay, it's fine, right? What if you? No. 1 second. What if this is your girl? She's cheating. Are you taking pictures and all that and send it to the guy and says?
So here's my belief on that, right? And I can even take it out of women and deal with how I deal with my guy friends, right? And there's one bro I'm thinking of, which was the exact situation, right? If my friend is prepared to deal with that revelation, right? If my friend would benefit from knowing that, right? Then yes, I'm always gonna let them know. But there are times, and I'm not gonna put that on sis that just came on, right? But there are times when, as a friend, you know your friend knows about these signs, should have seen these signs, right? Sometimes the worst thing you can do is add to what they should already know. You get what I'm saying?
That's why I said that if I see my friend's man out there cheating, would I go back and tell that friend? To me, I choose, because I've been here before, being the bestie, you know, letting her know, bestie, he and honey, and they get together, and I'm like the worst enemy, and he tell that she ain't your friend, and she'll be like, stop talking to me because I'm like the bad, because you know what she's gonna say.
And then,
what Monica said. And then Genesis said, she said DJ, she saw you out doing X, Y. She's not gonna say somebody told me.
But wait, DJ, the worst part, right? And then they come back to you when they finally decide to wake up and move different, right?
Hello.
So
So
now
I'd rather just like not even get involved. You know what I'm saying? Because Then they come after they like get the whole relationship breaks up, then they want to come back. You was right, girl.
My thing is like it has to do with the friend I'm dealing with, right? If it's a friend that I think is just legitimately in the dark and they just don't know, right? Like, yeah, I'm gonna put you on. I saw homie outside. He was moving kind of crazy, sis. Like, what? But like to the point sis was making, right? Like hiding the phone. Like I know, cause I wasn't perfect when I created my relationship with my wife. So I went through that, having the phone face down stage and all that goofy shit, right? But at a certain point, if you're invested in another person, you want to invest in their security. So I want to let you know, yeah, the phone is up now. You know what I mean? I'm going down to the kitchen. I'm leaving it on my side of the bed. I'm not taking the phone with me everywhere I go and all that. You get what I'm saying? So
Mahogany wanted to say something. Go ahead, Mahogany.
And I wasn't shooting at you, sis.
Hey y'all, so that was him. No, I didn't even hear, Smitty. I didn't hear. I was too busy arguing with his ass. Like I said, DJ, this is quite fresh, so you got to excuse me. I'm gonna leave. I don't want him coming up here because he's a fucking liar. You want to know how I found out? Can you guys hear me? You know how I found out? Not because he told me the truth. My family member told me, and then also the other woman is posting pictures of things from my house in her home. He's a fucking liar. I don't give a damn what he got to say. But all I'm saying is I wish that I had followed the hints. He's down here. My car broke down earlier today, so I asked him to help me. But we are not fucking together. As a matter of fucking fact, after I have this baby, I plan on dating again and doing everything and moving the fuck on with my life. Fuck him.
Wait.
And I'm sorry that we interrupted your show.
No, you didn't interrupt, sis. You welcome, and it seems like you need to get it off, and you safe here. I'm not no Manosphere. Like you my little sis. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna talk to you how I would talk to one of my little sisters.
I'm probably older than you.
You might be.
I'm probably older than you, sir.
Yeah, she sounds like an auntie. She sounds like an auntie.
But well, nah, I'm an old head. So, but
hey,
I'm just letting her know.
You an auntie.
I'm just letting her know she's safe when talking to me. Like I'm not trying to shoot you down, make you feel no way. But I'm gonna be tough on you, right? So
because he was downstairs, I told him to leave, and he was still downstairs getting his stuff.
Why you got him downstairs?
And I need to
wait. Why you got him downstairs?
He was downstairs working on my car.
Yeah, you gotta separate that. If you're breaking it off, especially if y'all are gonna have a child, you know what I mean? Like if
no, we're not having no fucking. This is my child. Fuck him.
Oh no.
It's both of y'all child.
What? I saw you there the whole
yes,
time.
Don't do
mine.
That. He cheated, but that does not mean that you need to.
No,
yes,
wait.
it's mine.
It'll be quick.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah,
don't do that.
My phone, and I've been avoiding her, so I don't answer. And now she's spamming my phone, talking about, "Do you like me? Yes or no?" I'm not responding. And then her friends are now hitting my phone.
Yeah, you a goofy. Go in the house and I'll talk to you about it later, man.
Who is that? Who is that saying that?
I hate these kids. That's my son.
Oh, I thought that was her boyfriend. I said, "Who is it? Is that him?"
Nah, he's 13. He just getting involved with girls and whatnot, and you know he's he one of them little John Moran dudes. He on the basketball team, so he be feeling himself a little too much. Pause, but you know. But back to you, sis.
But hold on, let me just say this. All right, so he's fixing your car. He's helping you, right? You don't want to. I don't know. You called him cheating. How? Let's get the story straight.
Wait, no, DJ. We gotta work off.
Yeah, no, you need to hear this story.
Oh God.
And I got all the evidence I need. Basically, this shit started when. Because he's always been, I can't even, I'm so fucking pissed and annoyed. But basically, I got his my hands on his phone and I went through the photos, and there was a naked woman, a very top-heavy naked woman. And I know that his ex, according to him, I've seen pictures of her. She's top-heavy, and the woman in the picture was top-heavy, same complexion. I mean, it pretty much was the same woman. So I confronted him. I said, "Why do you have sex videos of this woman?" Some excuse that when we broke up, that's when he started talking to her again. That's when she sent him some sex videos or whatever. I kind of let it go. I was angry about it, but I let it go. Then
stop right there.
A year later.
Stop right there.
Go ahead.
Stop right there. So let me ask you a couple questions. How long were y'all together, you and this guy?
Probably about 14 years.
Oh, so this is
Come on
way.
now.
Now it gets deeper. So this was that. Y'all were always each other's safety net. Y'all
He ain't going nowhere.
Y'all
on
always
and off,
kept in
though.
contact.
It's been on and off.
Y'all always been in contact while in relationships, right? Not necessarily talking, but the window was open, and y'all tried to make it work at some point, and it didn't work. Correct?
No, and I'm sorry, my computer's going in and out, so I didn't hear half of what you said. But no, we were in a committed relationship. He's just a liar. He's just a whore. I mean, that's the bottom line. He's a fucking whore, and he's been keeping a woman across town for years.
Wait,
and
y'all
he's
were
been
together
sleeping
for
with this woman
14
the
years?
entire time, on and off. Yeah,
Almost like hidden fences. What's the thing called? Fences.
But wait, no, she said on and off. So I'm trying to gauge.
pretty much.
I'm trying to gauge the on and off. Like a year here, 2 years there, over 14 years.
We pretty much been together the 14 years, but I would step away after that, when certain things would happen, I would say, okay, I'm not, I would need time away, but we never really gave each other true time. I never dated anybody. I didn't date anybody else, but
So now, sis, let me tell you what I'm hearing. Let me tell you what I'm hearing, sis.
Uh-huh.
For 14, well, I ain't gonna say from day one, right? But for at least a decade of 14 years, you knew he was a scumbag.
You're such a simp, bro.
No, not really. I didn't have the facts until 3 years ago. Till about 3 years ago.
Over 14 years, sis?
But hold on now.
But I'm saying, we dated for a very long time. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear
you.
you.
Wall Street is your new homosexual best friend.
Oh, Aldi, we can't be doing that. Listen, that's not. We're not.
I didn't say nothing crazy.
You let us talk to your wife. I'll let you talk to mine. Bet?
Huh? Why would I want to talk to your?
Because I know you don't have a wife, and you
why
just
would I
called
want
me
to talk to your dog of a wife?
right? Hold on. You just called me a homosexual. I know you
I'm
don't have a
30
wife.
years old. I don't have a wife.
I can
I have
take
a girl.
my phone in my. All right. So
all right, we're having a serious
watch your
conversation
mouth.
here, Aldi. If you want to offer some advice, you could do that. But
if
let's
this girl's been dating a guy, I'll give some advice. If this girl's been dating a guy for 14 years, maybe she didn't see him or she didn't see that motherfucker in her future. She could find somebody else. She doesn't look bad. She could find somebody else. And shit
No,
new.
goofball, that wasn't the case. She wanted him to be her future.
Oh, well, that motherfucker probably found someone better. It is what it is.
No.
Okay, goodbye.
No.
That you're being rude.
He's a moron. I would have loved to cook him.
I just want to talk about cheating, and just that.
One thing I want to say this, because trust me, I'm the person that I deal with a lot of this. So, I mean, trust me, I get it. The only thing that separates what I've been through and what you're going through is that you're pregnant, and you don't want to. I mean, do you want to go through how old are you?
Girl, we got to talk about this later. But I am 46. I'll be 47 in June.
All right, you the homie.
So that means all right. So I'm 48. I mean, no big deal. So here's the thing. do you mind going through this pregnancy alone and delivering the child on your own when
Oh
you know
yeah,
that he could be?
see. That's the thing. This
Is that why you're like,
I don't
this
know
is
if
my
you
baby?
remember. Do you remember our
You're not
conversation,
catching it,
Genesis,
DJ.
that I went through IVF with him 3 years ago? This was before I found out about the woman. We started IVF about 3.5, almost 4 years ago, and I stopped the process because of health issues. I don't know if DJ Genesis remember all this conversation we had.
Child, you know, I'm like.
So this is my second
Does
time
he
going
have
through
any kids?
IVF. Yeah, I have a grown son in college, honey. He's 25.
No, I asked him.
But
No, he's gone. The white dude's gone. He's gone.
but basically,
No,
let me
I'm
just say this
asking
and then I'll
her.
come back.
I'm
I'm gonna
asking
come back
her,
up here.
does her guy have any kids?
I don't leave because I
Well,
feel
I
like
have to. I gotta go. Go ahead.
I
Can you
feel
come
like
back?
don't leave. Don't
Yeah, of
leave.
course.
How long is it gonna take you to come back? Because I really want to talk to you about this because
Yeah, this is a good
About
I don't
30
want you to go
minutes.
through.
I
I don't
just
want.
gotta. It's just
I
about
don't want
30
you to go through.
minutes. You
30 minutes. That's too long. What are you doing? Why?
Do
Why is it
do
gonna
what
take
you
30
gotta
minutes?
do, sis. Me and
because I have
DJ
to
gonna
go
hold
drive
it
and do
down.
something.
You about to
I'm
go
at
and
home
argue with
now,
that. You
but
about to go argue with his ass and go back and
Oh
forth.
no, I'm not,
I
girl.
ain't
I
even
am
think
so
about
over
that,
it. And
DJ.
see, you
That's what
need to
she about
watch
to
my
do.
channel because I actually did a trifling thing. I actually recorded the whole thing on live stream, but then I deleted the video. Well, not deleted, I
Child,
privated the video. It was bad, girl. Oh, it was so bad. But
girl, like
basically, let me
That's
tell
why
you,
we want to talk to you.
man, listen. I don't want you to go through.
Too late. I've probably already been
No one
through it.
wants to go through. How many months are you now?
No, I'm not. My IVF starts. I'll start this year, this month, like probably in
So
the
you're
next
not
month.
pregnant yet. You're trying to get
No.
pregnant. You
Yeah,
are
and we
pregnant.
agreed. Yeah, I haven't done. We have the embryo in the freezer, but I've already decided. We've already signed the paperwork that I'm gonna go ahead and have it implanted this like soon, and we even discussed it, and he agreed. Yes, we're gonna go ahead and go through with the implantation, but I don't want any parts of this relationship anymore. I really don't.
Does
So
he have any children?
Hold on. So wait a minute. If he's willing to do this IVF with you, have you be the mother of his child, like because
He may be of a certain age and not have any children. That's why I was trying to ask.
But
Does
he
he
might
have?
just be over here being a hoe. And
it
being
is a weird situation, but he's just
How
they're
old
just
is
out
he?
there. Let me tell you something, DJ Genesis. What I found out, they're just out there like that. They
No, don't
too
put that
damn old
on
to be
me.
acting like this.
But
No.
no. How old is he? How
Shit.
old is he? Is he like 50? How old is he?
And
Is he
older
younger?
than 50. He's 13 years older than me. So
Okay, so he
Does
wants
he
to have a
have
child as
children?
well. He wants to have a child. You want to have a child. So if
Yeah.
y'all
But wait,
both
this is
are
fairly important.
agreed on
Does
this,
he have any? Does he have any children?
yeah, he got kids that I don't
All
think
right.
he. Girl, I'm liable to say
I'll
anything.
see you
I'm
again.
so mad.
I
But
don't know.
he
I
doesn't have the
feel like
relationship that he would
I hate to
like.
sound like a pick me or whatever, but I'm just like sometimes like
Goddamn
when you've been
doing.
with somebody for so long and you already know what come on now. I don't know. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
It's the way you preface it. So look,
No, you
sis,
can't say the
14.
wrong thing.
So look,
I
sis,
would say this.
14 years. Do you have a relationship with those children?
Who, his children? Yeah, we get along great.
So
But
you
they're
do have
grown.
a
They're adults
okay.
because he's old.
What's
He's
up,
older than
Udon
me
Gold?
now.
What's up,
He's
Uda? Welcome to
damn
the
near
channel.
60.
Okay.
Hey, Uda. Hey, everybody. I'm not looking at the chat.
And he want to have another one?
But child, my head hurt. DJ, what the fuck do you want? Why are you still here?
Let me get on panel.
For what? So you can lie to these people?
Nope.
So you can lie to them
No,
about
that's what you
bullshit?
lie about.
I'm not lying. I'm telling them what a fucking
Nah,
cheater you are
sis,
and how your woman is
sis,
on Facebook.
go handle your handle, sis, and pop back
Oh,
out. And yeah,
child.
I'm gonna cook him in the meantime. Don't worry about it.
No, she left.
Yeah.
Wow.
So back to
Live
you,
and
homie.
direct.
What you had to say?
No, he gone. The white guy's gone. He didn't left. That's
Oh
crazy.
yeah, bring him back.
What's up,
Please
Uda?
come back, Esau.
On Genesis. Really well.
Man, this
Uda my
took
shooter.
a whole nother turn.
That shit is crazy.
Ain't even that much people watching, but it's crazy, right?
This been a good build though, DJ.
It's a lot.
Been a good conversation.
And what do you think so far? So she says she's 47, pregnant. She's not pregnant yet. She's been with the guy for 14 years.
Yeah.
They have put the sperm and the eggs in hiding or whatever in the freezer.
Yeah.
Should she, because he cheated on her, let him go and just be like, bump you?
So I'm trying to respond, right? That's why I was prefacing it as my response was going to come from being family, right? And I can make certain decisions outside of knowing more. So if I'm family, right, I know more than she's telling me right now. Yeah, I mean, but from what I'm hearing, nah, it don't seem like it's something they're going to build on. So whether she wants to have the child or not is a different thing, but
yeah, but that still need to be figured out because at the end of the day, stress, having a child, stress during pregnancy, plus geriatric pregnancies as well as, you know what I mean? It's a lot that goes on with this. We're talking about IVF. I have one kid from IVF as well, so I get it. It's a lot, you know what I'm saying? So you most definitely want to deal with these things, get the mental stability right between y'all and all those types of things first.
Now,
you know what I'm saying?
now look,
having a child is a
why are
beautiful
they doing
thing.
IVF without marriage first? Like that? Did you do
I'm just saying,
IVF?
however you do it. Some
But
people
wait.
want to have kids. I'm just saying, some people want to have
But
kids.
wait. A lot of women, right, that don't have kids by a certain age, yeah, they are more inclined to do IVF, and many of them are capable of raising that child on their own, right? So that was what I was more curious of. If she has kids, why does she want to go into another parenthood without offering her kid as perfect of a scenario as she can? But if she doesn't have any, that answers my question. I know why many women want to be mothers, and there's nothing wrong
But
with
she has kids. So she has kids. She said that she has kids. She has
that's
children.
when
She
it
said she have a kid that's
becomes
25 in college or something like that. That's what she said.
She might love children, like love, but hell, at this point, be grandma time. You know, like just take the kids. But you know what?
Yeah,
Sometimes
because
the
now
kids
it
don't let you take
becomes
their kids.
now it becomes a little bit selfish because if you're gonna bring a child into the world where you have this relationship with the other half, you're doing the child a disservice. You know what I mean?
It's a lot, you know.
Yeah,
Get everything
I would
right.
hate
I
for
just
her.
think get everything right on the side. Make sure everything is good. You know what I mean? If y'all have to separate, then do that. Start to do some healthy, like relationship. Like y'all have a healthy relation in a way. Sometimes you got to separate the other part of the relationship, maybe to have the healthy part. But just work on the other things besides that. You know what I mean? Because parents need both. I mean,
But
kids
she
need
might
both
feel
parents.
pressured. I'm not sure
Kids
how
need both
long
parents. You know?
how long does the IVF last before you have to like go ahead and use it. She might feel
No, that's an
pressured.
embryo. The embryo in there chilling. Whenever you're
Yeah,
ready, gonna
that
pop back out
embryo
for
is
that.
good until you
That's
ready.
on ice, homie. The embryo's on ice, homie. That's gonna pop
good
up like
till you ready to
Jurassic
use
Park, homie. You know what I mean? And do that thing,
But look,
homie. You know what I'm
but
saying?
Uda, to go back to the question, to the conversation me and DJ was having, right? Like, I shared that I've dealt with bouts of depression and whatnot. I'm assuming because you Uda my shooter, right? So
that's a fact.
I know you've gone through probably some points of depression, probably when
All
you
the
sprayed
time,
the
nigga.
Astroglide on homie. Pause.
Bro, when I sprayed the nigga with the other shit, nigga, not that Master Glides, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But
I
like,
come from a wild neighborhood, bro. It's
how do
crazy.
you you already know, I know. How do you what would be your advice to someone that gets to the point where they can at least acknowledge I'm dealing with depression?
To know that you're dealing with that is a big step, you know what I mean? To just think that, because we always just think we so good, and we came from parents that was like strong and they ain't want to show you no weakness. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy when mom
What
was
was
going
my
through stuff,
point,
she didn't want to
DJ?
show us. She
Tell
was
them what I
working
said,
she
DJ.
was stressed out and she didn't want to show us. So it's hard sometimes. So we just learn to just deal with so much, especially as black males and black women, black men. I think that we deal with a lot of just regular traumas and depression. We have those things, you know what I mean?
Because look,
You
Uda,
know
when
what
I
the
hit the
biggest
link,
crazy thing that people don't even realize? Do you know how many black people be having terminal illness and don't tell each other?
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
it's real, man.
Like,
It's real.
like they will be having like something like sick, like a chronic, like a heart failure, and they don't want to let nobody know. And so you just think that they're like why are they being so elusive? No, I'm not communicating with them, but they just don't want to let you know that they're like dying. You know, shit like that happens. I mean, and I hate to like bring that like morbid of a situation.
Nah,
You know
it's
what I'm saying?
valid.
But like, how many black people will be suffering from cancer, some kind of terminal thing, and will not
even know,
tell you, and then they die, and you're like, what the hell? What? And if you find out later on that they was suffering the whole time,
but look,
that's what happened to my mom. I had no idea. I'm 13. I don't know what cancer is. You know, I just know she's going in and out the hospital. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's happening. And then I find out later on that she's like died. She was dying the whole time of cancer and getting like surgeries and had no idea, you know?
But in that case with a mother and a child, though, like I would attribute that to your mother's strength because she didn't want to burden her daughter. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to do the best I can do while I'm still here with you. So I would salute her for that. But I was trying to
Is
tell
that a
Uda,
black
like,
thing though? Is that a black thing that if I'm sick, like deathly ill, I don't tell my kids or I don't tell because I feel like
I think we're hyper likely to do that. Like our culture fosters us to be extra strong and not tell people or show vulnerability. I wouldn't say it's exclusively a us thing, but I think we probably are more likely to go that road. You know what I mean?
honey, I didn't know that she was dying until like the last like 2 weeks. She was gonna die.
But DJ, I was telling Uda, like when I hit the panel, it was when people were saying depression is a choice and it's like self-inflicted.
Hell no.
You know what I mean? And so then they were talking about somebody brought up Eeyore and how he just wears his depression on his Winnie the Pooh cartoon, right? That was when I hit the panel. And you just kind of made the point I was making, like a lot of people don't even know they're actually depressed. You know what I mean? They're not wearing it on their shoulders. Everybody around them probably thinks they're good because they haven't even processed it.
It's true. It's true, man. That's how come we got to be checking our mental health and different things. And us as black men, they want to go to hospitals, don't want to check nothing. We got to be, you know what I'm saying, more checking ourselves, making sure we good mentally, all of these different things, you know what I mean? Because a lot of the trauma that we all go through really happened from childhood. It really happened from our adolescence. We would think that we're going through a bunch of things. Like I've seen a lot of death, a lot of friends dead, a lot of stuff that I've seen. So all of those things come with a lot of trauma, a lot of PTSD. Sometimes you get remorse of like, why am I alive and why people here? You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff, bro.
And stay there, Uda, right?
And I mean, I've lived like a war life. Like I went to war. Like in the
and so
army
now, Uda, stay there, right? That's where the black element comes in. Because for a lot of us, tragedy is so normal. We're actually kind of, I ain't gonna say raised by our parents, but conditioned by our environment to just be tough and get through all of that. So we're not even acknowledging that PTSD and other elements that, you know, are probably more likely in our communities. So me and you, we in line.
Well, I'm gonna say this because you guys are from New York, and I was born and raised in New Jersey, Orange, New Jersey, and like I know that there's a certain level of toughness that comes with living in those cities. Do you think that people tend to try to be more tougher on the outskirts and try to pretend like they're not sad or whatever because they have to put on this armor of like, you know, woo, 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 you know what I'm saying? Do you think that happens more in like New York and New Jersey, like places like the Northeast, like did it happens in other places?
Even Jersey, the bricks. Yes, I would say the environments that many of us grow up in, you have a very narrow window of any leeway or compassion. One of the biggest issues in the black community, in my opinion, is a lack of compassion, right? So, yeah, it is just kind of ingrained that you got to be tough. And a lot of times you can't acknowledge what you're dealing with because you even view it as a weakness.
Do you think that's like a regional thing? Like in New York, Uda? You there, Uda? He probably looking at different channels.
He might be on mute. I wouldn't say regional, but I would say
yeah, bro. I think it's everywhere. You know, I think it's our communities. You know, being a place like New York is just really fast paced, so you got to get over things really quick. You know what I'm saying? It's like a lot happening in like a New York, a New Jersey. It's just a lot. You know what I mean? It's just so fast paced. So, but I think that all
you
of
got
us
to be tough just to ride the train.
I just think that all of these communities, you know what I mean, we all go through the same type thing, man. It's like no difference, man. You know what I mean?
You don't think people are probably less sensitive in a place like New York?
We came from everywhere that grandmothers thought it was tough. I lived in other countries. I've been to other places too as well. So I've seen the same thing. You know what I mean? So I've seen it in other places too as well.
I think different environments, different regions have different factors and effects. You know what I mean? So you may be in the South and you just don't have access to even know that this might be an issue. You may be in New York, a faster pace, and you know, all right, these may be an issue, but I can't deal with that. Like, I'm coming outside on Sutter. I'm walking down Rockaway Boulevard. Like, it's no room to be soft. Nobody, you walk out your door knowing nobody's going to have empathy for me. So that becomes a way of thinking.
Is there room for depression in a place like New York?
You got to get over things quick, you know what I mean? We come from a place like New York is different than the South, you know what I mean? You will live next to neighbors and not know their name, never ever spoke to your neighbors, man, for 20 years. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
That's 100%. A different thing. When I went down South, like people saying hi to me, I'm like, hey, what the hell? They talking to me? So it was like kind of different, you know what I'm saying? So like in New York, you would literally have people in your building for 20 years and never knew their name, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes don't even say nothing to people. And it's crazy.
But now let's deal with this though, Uda, right? We know New York has a high, like, actually diagnosed, let alone the undiagnosed, mental illness problem, right? New York is one of those cities where you might get crazy people from anywhere. So we know that's a factor. Now, when you look at the politics of it, of how, you know, budgets were cut and they put a lot of people in the street, yeah, like that level of depression is out there in the streets every day, but it doesn't, you know, display itself as depression. It displays itself as a dude that goes in the Grand Central Station, you know what I'm talking about, Uda, you know what I mean? And poke up a bunch of old ladies.
Right. A lot of things, man. It shows itself in a lot of different ways, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? In our hood, probably beating up people in your neighborhood, probably booking, robbing people.
Right.
A lot of stuff, bro. It's just every regular thing just in our communities that we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So it shows itself in every way because you have to get the energy off. Energy has to go somewhere. So it's like a person being bullied. They might not say nothing to the bully, but now they go beat up on their girlfriend, beat up on another weaker person that they think is weaker, because we have to get that energy off. It's gonna go somewhere, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's a lot of that. It's a lot of
you know, I'm gonna bring up a really crazy question. You guys have like one of the most craziest prison like jails. Like just going to jail in New York. Rikers Island.
Shout out to the 4 building.
It was crazy. I was on that motherfucker.
Like imagine you get like pulled over for like a regular thing and you end up at Rikers Island. Like that's gotta be the most like disgusting. I don't know. I've seen it.
Depends on who you are, though. You know, depends on who you are.
Is there parts of Rikers that is not like just a trash dump?
No, that's a zoo, bro. That thing is a zoo. You know what I mean? But depends on who you are. You know what I mean? You might have a. I was there. I didn't fight. No, I didn't have to fight. I was chilling. But it depends on who you are, I guess. You know what I mean? So, but I've seen a lot. You know. A lot that happens there, you know, especially back in the days.
We know
in a regular prison like that, you would think like people, that's a jail, that's not a prison. But to think like when you think of prison, like people talk about things happening to people, like people getting effed and all of that in prison, like in prison, things like that was happening in a jail, and that's like a county jail, and people's getting their buttercups taken in that.
That's
place.
what I'm. That's
so
what I'm talking about.
Imagine that.
Like,
that's supposed to be some prison thing. It was
like,
happening in there as a jail, bro.
That's what I'm saying.
That's crazy as hell.
New York seems
people
to be like the extreme of everything.
Crazy as hell, bro.
It seems
people
to be
in
extreme
jail
of everything. Like whatever
people
you're
on the
depressed,
island.
you're depressed.
People on the island was trying to get shipped to prison, to
bro, just to get out of there.
Greenhaven, to Napa knock. You know what I mean?
Anywhere but there, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, there was a dude named Dead Arm Row. Straight. Knock you out. Voodoo. Take your buttercups. You wake up Reese's Pieces less.
So look, right? Hold on. We just went left. Give me an Uda a second, DJ.
Real shit, bro.
So did Dead Arm really knock out the police horse and then knock out the cop?
All of that, bro. All the stories, real stories, bro.
I said, nah, this nigga ain't knock out no horse.
Nah, it's wild, bro. There's a wild goon, son. Wild goon, bro. It's a wild goon, bro. And that's just one person. There's so many of them types of people, bro. So imagine that.
DJ. Yo, once he said Dead Arm, I was like, yo, bro. Nah, I need to know. Did anybody see this? Because niggas said that the horse was asleep. He knocked the horse out. Bang!
No, that's why I wanted to like bring that up. I'm like, dude, imagine a place where just going to jail is like going to prison, the worst prison in the.
Right, bro. I went there too. I survived that shit too. But at the end of the day, you know, it's trauma, bro. I've seen a lot of things there too, bro.
And imagine who comes up out of that, like just going to jail and then coming back into the regular society and trying to be normal.
Yeah, it's a lot of trauma, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a lot, bro. It's a lot.
Do they have like the hole there and like all that stuff?
They got everything you think.
on the island, they got solitary and all that.
Everything you think they got it there for you.
One thing I will say though, like even at our worst, there is the element of the Black community where we will protect our own. Like my little few days, unfortunately, over there, like people took care of me. Like I go in the day room, I'm playing the wall, Uda. You know what I mean? My man called me by my government. I ain't even gonna say it. I look up like who? He like, yo, you do? He like, yo, give my man a chair. Understand, it's a dude in the day room with 30 chairs stacked on top of each other with his feet on it. Right?
Don't touch it.
So my man was like, yo, give my man a chair. He told me, yo, that's the Iron Horse, bro. Don't ever play the back of the day room like that. I was like, well, I ain't know. You know? But there is an element where even at our worst, we still take care of each other.
No, we did,
You know
bro.
what I mean?
Even in there, we did, bro. And that was the craziest thing about life, but that's a fact, man. You know, as soon as I got there, man, people was like, yo, and I knew people too. Sometimes it's good to know, like, to be known and, you know what I mean, outside, to be outside. So, you know what I mean? Even when I got there, I see my man Lou, bro. I'm like, yo, what you doing here? It was crazy, you know what I'm saying? It was like, I seen a bunch of people, so, you know what I mean? Yeah, though, but it's so crazy that there's an honor amongst thieves in a sense, you know what I mean? Sometimes there can be an honor amongst thieves, you know? Sometimes.
Yo, my bros was getting mad at me like, yo, you ain't going to the phones? Yo, bro, come upstairs and call your mother, B. What's wrong with you? Yo, bro, I know
I was
I
on that
get up
jack.
there. I'm good.
So I can't see your picture, honey. I didn't see your picture.
Who didn't know what I'm talking about?
I was on that jack, bro. For real, son. Like, yeah, bro. Some people don't touch the phone. They can't even use the phones, man. It's real, son.
I only
You know
want
what I'm
to talk to my baby
Use
mother
the phone
and
is
my
a life,
lawyer.
as a DEF sentence, bro. To use that thing, you know what I'm saying? Straight. Everybody ain't just doing what they want to do there. So yeah, man. It's a real thing, though. It's a real thing. That's why they're breaking it down, though. So it shouldn't be gone soon.
Don't play no stupid shit, 6 I think you better do it.
Should be gone soon.
Are you have something to say, or are you gonna do something weird?
I have things to say. What are you talking about being weird?
No,
You're being weird.
That. Nah, let's do it.
Yeah,
I got you, DJ. So yeah, what you was talking about, homie?
You sound weird yourself. I don't know what you mean by me being weird.
What's good, Sig? What's good?
No,
What's on your mind, bro?
he's trying to bring something up. I just have a feeling.
What's on your mind, Sig? What's
I
up?
don't make the rules.
What's on your mind, bro?
Nah, but it was wild. Like you come up here saying I'm her homosexual friend,
No,
right?
that's the same. That's the same guy.
She want to see something that I don't want to show.
He's Spanish.
She wants to.
That guy was white. That guy was white.
She wants to see something that I don't want to show her.
All right,
You
so
understand?
What do you want to talk about? Like,
Pawn
let's talk
cell
about
phone.
it. So, did you have something to say about the subject? About
What do you want to talk about? I want to talk to you. Do you have
We're
anything
talking
to
about-
say?
We're
Have
talking
you
about
ever been
depression.
depressed, brother?
Hell yeah.
All right.
What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Right. So,
If you haven't been depressed, then you haven't fucking had your brain on. Straight up.
So hold on. Is depression a choice? 6
Right. Some people believe
Is
depression
it a choice?
Right.
Are you like are you fucking let me ask you a question. Are you stupid or are you dumb?
Well, some people say
Which one is it? Which one is it though?
Bro, these weren't our points.
No,
These
but like,
weren't
what is the choice that some people make in regards to my question? Are you stupid or are you dumb?
Well, I'm neither one, so I'm trying to tell you this is the subject.
That's my response to your question. Is depression a choice? Are you stupid or are you dumb?
All right, so you're on our side. You don't believe it's self-inflicted. A
I'm
choice.
not on anybody's side. What are we? Animals? Are we monkeys? Are we gorillas?
not-
Oh,
so you're not-
I'm on this side. I'm on that side. You sound like niggers.
Slow down, sir.
Stupid ass retard.
100% for entertainment reasons.
I want you to.
I care fucking less about sides,
Think about their
bitch.
personal life. Make them be
Stupid ass
curious to go
retard.
on Google or to ask to somebody, hey, they were saying this and this and this. I feel this way. Can I get like a lot of times this is the jailbreaker for them to open the door and to go search around if there actually is something wrong with it. So pardon us. Let me just land. Pardon us if, like, for the people watching, forgive us if we're wrong. But a lot of times somebody needs to actually open the door for y'all to search around. So if you're feeling some type of way, if you don't know if you're depressed, if you're going through something bad, don't take it as clinical advice, but make sure that you are at least curious to see what is going on with you so you actually can go get out of the state that you are, if it's possible. Let's get Coco and then
vitamin B, ladies.
Tali.
And this is
Who
why I
has
don't
a
hate
better
that.
support group, woman or man,
I
on average?
respect that take. You know
Women
what I
do. We
mean?
already know that.
So there's the point. So there's
I-
the
I-
point.
You cannot say that.
No, Ali, no, I know you're going to ask the question, but Ali, the point is, you are saying that men support each other. No, they don't. Most men don't have. But Ali, most men don't have 3 real friends. Most men don't have, like, woman could call 20 people from man to woman to a woman can literally call a random man that she met on the chat today, and that man will stay on the phone for 2 hours with her.
Yo, do you
give
guys
her
remember? You guys
40
remember
Hold on, real
when
quick. Genesis, stop
the
right there for a
whole?
sec.
No. You're playing a clip. You could play this clip at any point in time. Let people speak. Big dog, big OG.
Yeah, we
Let
could
people
talk about
speak.
that.
All right,
Yeah,
you
stop
can
it
play
right
this
there for
clip
a
at any
second.
fucking point in time.
So you can,
Go ahead.
What I'm gonna say right now,
I played this so that you. Can
what this
hear
guy
what-
isn't saying is that women's friends are they're very different than men's friends. Men's friends are actual friends. Women make friends with their adversaries. It's sort of like the keep your friends close, keep your enemies close sort of thing. I think women's socializing is way different than men. Like for dudes, right? We're just cool with each other and we're cool with each other and that's it. But for women, it's like in throats. If you've ever seen women going at each other, they really go at each other. It's an entirely different exchange.
Slow down. And I actually want to have the conversation, so let's not crash out, right? But I don't believe that's what he was saying. He was saying that most men don't maintain a circle of 3 real friends. That was the point he was making. So
Yeah, but what I'm saying, is that those 3 real friends that guy is thinking, they're not real friends.
Hold on. Let's
They're
have the
not real
conversation.
friends. It's just people that you keep close to you. That's how women interact with each other as friends.
He does have a point,
Right.
that
So let
women
me
do
let me
kinda keep,
respond
like,
to you.
kinda toxic
Let me-
friends around.
Let me respond to that. No, right? I don't agree with that. Like, I think women maintain a level of friendship that, unfortunately, because of what men have to do and the way they have to move in life, we don't maintain those friendships as much as women. A lot of women have some
What are you
very,
talking
very-
about?
Brad, I'm trying to explain it, right? I don't think women's relationships are solely based on being adversarial. Yeah, I get the point you were making. That happens, right? But what I'm saying is, more often than not,
Women's socializing is on another level than men are. Men are kind of just like cool, like whatever, like all right, if I fuck with you, I fuck with you. Women, like men's strength is physical strength. Women's strength is socializing, so they play it like a chess game.
all right, but wait, so we're not totally disagreeing. So I want to finish my point. I believe that women maintain friend circles a bit better than men do. I think what he said in that aspect was accurate, right? And I think it's because a lot of the times with men, when we get to a certain point where we're aspiring to do certain things, we shrink our circle. Like that's just naturally better for us, right? It becomes about the people around us that we're progressing with, right? We're minimal inclined to leave their hoods, right? And progress forward. But when you do that, you end up on Quail Hollow's golf course like I'm going to be on Saturday, and all your real homies ain't there. You get what I'm saying? With women, it's a bit more, they maintain those friendships for a long time, regardless of where they are in life. So I think that's the point he's
Bro,
making.
you're smoked out. What you're saying is literally like the opposite of reality. You're
So
smoked
what are you
out.
basing that on?
Anecdotal. What are you basing what you're saying on?
That's what I'm saying. I'm basing it on my anecdotal experience with my wife and her friends, right? It was
Well, one
literally,
woman is not going to be how things are. What I'm basing on is experience across various women. You're saying one woman, your wife. I mean,
so
God
let me
bless you
ask,
for your wife. God bless you and your wife, but
right.
this is
I
one
appreciate
person.
that.
You
I
understand?
appreciate that. So let me take it a bit further, right? I think men are far more critical of each other than women are, right? That's one of the
Nope.
reasons why.
Oh
Hell
hell
no.
no, bullshit.
Can I finish?
Again, yeah, I
Can I,
gotta disagree
let
with
me
that.
just make the point, and you might actually halfway agree. Like I halfway agree with what you said, because I listen, right?
I'm
When you look at
disagreeing
things in
100% with what you're saying.
when you look at things in society, you see women being able to move in a unified force a bit more than men. Like with men, it becomes you're this type of man, you're a pookie. We're not gonna rock with each other, right? With women, it's a little bit more. They all turn up the Glorilla together. Make sense?
No,
No.
no, you just got to see the pod supposed to be my
The
friend.
way that women see these interactions, it's women see things as a us versus them thing. That is how
All
they
right, so let
see it.
me
It's
ask
us
this, right?
versus them. So they see themselves as a collective women. And so they
Let
see
me
another woman that's struggling and they just collectively like a hive
I
mind,
got you,
like
but let me
bees,
ask you a question though. Let me ask
support
you a
each other.
question.
Men don't do that same thing. What men do, men are more on themselves. Men are more to themselves.
So you
You don't
so you
support
don't
another
actually
man
disagree
unless you
with me.
really fuck with him. You don't like support another man.
So you don't
He
actually
take care of that
so
shit himself.
so wait. So
Women
you
will
don't
not do that.
actually hold
Women
on.
will
So
pick themselves up,
hold
or
on,
excuse me,
bro.
pick other women up, even if they don't know them, just because it's in their mentality. It's not because they're kind, they're sweet, they're good people. It's because the way that they're thinking, women, the way that women think, it's us versus them. They
So
have an
now,
us versus them
all right.
mentality.
Can you hear me?
And so
Can you hear me, bro?
us is women.
Can you hear
Yeah, I
me?
can hear you. I was
All
just
right.
speaking. I'm gonna let you finish
Right?
though, big OG.
Nah, you cut me off. But wait, look. So we're not even disagreeing. What you're saying was actually my point, right? Whether it's a super defined friendship or whether it's just some broad on the outskirts, right? They are able to maintain that circle of friends a bit better than men. Men typically kind of isolate ourselves, especially if you're trying to be successful. Do you disagree with that? A
You're
bit more
just
than
making
women.
it like this is like technically true, but you're making it sound way more corny than it is.
But you don't disagree though, right? You do agree that
No, I
men
mean, I
aren't
don't
picking up.
necessarily disagree with you, but at the same
Hold
time,
on,
this
let's
isn't
talk. Hold on, let's talk.
necessary.
You do agree that men don't deal with the men on the outskirts of where they're
What
trying to
I'm
move.
saying is
What?
that
God damn, bro.
what I'm
I'm
saying
trying to
is
have a
that yeah, men are
conversation
more
with you.
competitive.
Correct.
Men are more competitive in a different way, although women are also competitive. The thing about women that I think that you don't seem to be mentioning is that like women, I The way that I've seen women interact with each other, like both physically and just like socially maneuvering, they really go at each other's fucking throats. I think with men it's sort of different. If you have a problem with another man,
right?
you could just stomp him out.
I know that element exists in women's friendships, right? The reality is that element also exists in men's relationship with each other. We go at each other's throats as well, right? But I'm saying women typically have more of a open border policy with their friendships, whereas us, it's either you're a black conservative, you're a liberal. We kind of isolate ourselves.
Who cares
on the
about
things
that
we
shit? That's
stand
stupid.
on a bit more. You disagree?
Bro, that's like that like caring about what other people's opinions about this and that. That's for stupid people, man.
I disagree with that.
Just talk to your neighbors, man. Whatever. Oh, your neighbor wears a red MAGA hat. He might be all right.
Hold on.
This is like these are opinions of somebody that like stays inside and only talks to people on the internet. Because realistically, these are not problems. Realistically, these are not problems.
I'm gonna tell you what. Let me tell you how vicious women could be. I have a woman that was my child's godmother. She had a group home, and she wanted to like put like people that were like mentally ill and this, that, the other in my house that I had bought. The moment that she got it in there and got it to a certain point, she stopped paying rent. This is the godmother of my children. She stopped paying rent and then took the money and bought another house with it, throwing me into like, behind on my whole situation. And
I got
this
you.
is a person I have known for years, but that's how out cold she was. Like it was
right.
So I
that
don't know.
element
So I don't know.
does
Would
exist.
a man do that to another man?
And here's the wait.
Without fearing
Stop right there,
getting his
DJ.
ass kicked? Like
Real quick, stop right there, DJ. Right, because that's where we can intersect. Right. What I'm saying is, with men, most men isolate themselves to a point where they're not giving that guy the chance that you gave that woman. Right. So I do understand that there's that element of people not respecting friendships. Absolutely. Right. But if we're talking macro, right, women typically look to take care of and support other women more so than
honey,
men.
child. Well, you know what? I could probably see that. I could see that men probably would be like, well,
Yeah,
get it
we
how you
isolate
live.
ourselves. Like me and Uda, we don't rock with them manosphere dudes like that. You understand what I'm
But
saying?
you don't think if you was low on money, Uda wouldn't help you?
You're not hearing what I'm saying, right? Me and Uda would take care of each other. Why? Because we are in this pocket, right? I'm saying in manhood, you see a bunch of pockets. With women, I see those pockets overlapping, intersecting, and kind of being able to work with each other more so than men. It's like with men.
So you're saying that women work with each other better than men do?
Correct. That's all.
All right. So what's your thought about that, Uda? What's your thought? Are you here, Uda?
Because I'm saying, even look at the idea of girl trips, right?
Stop. Well, let Uda say. Do you think that men are way more supportive? Women are way more supportive of each other than men are of each other?
To a degree, maybe no, probably not, because I think men tell men truth. I think men tell men truth. You know what I'm saying? We joke on each other. We do all types of things. I think sometimes women won't tell each other nothing because they're afraid to lose their friend. When they be honest with them, they don't have a friend no more. I've seen that happen a lot of times. You know what I mean? I think with men, men just don't care. They tell you whatever.
I think women's friendships are way more superficial than men.
Yeah, I think so.
I think that women have a very, very surface level friendship. They're cool with each other to a certain level. At a certain point, they can say "fuck you" and keep it moving.
So now let me ask you this:
men's friendship are way deeper.
So now let me ask you this, Uda. If you look at it as a spectrum, right? like from Bone Quisha in the projects all the way to Elaine in the corporate suite, right? And Walmart Tavius in the projects to Dwayne that's he's a high value man. When you look at that spectrum, do you think women maintain relationships encompassing more of the spectrum or men? Because my argument is that men are in their spot in the spectrum. Like, if I'm a Pooh Shiesty, I'm rocking with Pooh Shiesties. If I'm a Anton, I'm rocking with a bunch of conservatives, right? We kind of segment ourselves.
It doesn't matter. Like, if you can segment yourself and still have a deeper friendship, you're way more advanced than women because women's friendships are surface level.
And that's where I give women more credit than that. Like, that's when I become a humanist, right? Like, no. Some men maintain deep friendships, but I'm not going to act like women don't.
If you ain't known that person for years, for the most part, it's surface.
I think so, because women also look at things different too. You know what I'm saying? The little things, they watch a lot of little things too as well. You know what I'm saying? The littlest thing will make a girl say, nah, I ain't dealing with her. I'm like, why you ain't talking to her no more? It'd be like the littlest, they'd be like, get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? So like men is like kind of different, you know what I'm saying, than women, I think, you know?
Honey, you can punch a dude. Two dudes can fight each other,
and they be all right.
They be cool. Rip each other's face off,
and be cool,
and still be cool with each other.
Saying,
a woman, it's on till the end of the break of dawn, honey. It's over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but here's the part y'all aren't saying.
So one thing I will say, Sig Cell is right about that.
But wait, hold on.
Women's relationships are very.
But DJ, you left out a part, right? We'll kill
I
each
know
other
that
for
I'm
less.
right about that. I wouldn't have mentioned it if I wasn't.
But here's the thing. Men, we'll kill each other for even less, right? Then that friendship that's maintained and you can fight and all of that, that doesn't become the reality for the masses, because that only holds true for me and Uda. Me and Uda could fight. We could do our 5 minutes and then go smoke a L and chill. But if it involves the Anton or if it involves, you know, some of these goofies, it goes all the way up, right? Women aren't as segmented as we are.
But honey, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be that segmented. If even okay, so say that it's not about like, are you a Republican? Are you a Democrat? Are you a this? Are you in this gang? Are you in that gang? Are you blood? Are you Crip? Whatever, we part of the whole crew. Then we down with each other. With women, it might not have that dynamic. That's the thing that makes it even more like crazier.
But look, DJ, I'm not even saying that though.
Be like, fuck
I'm
you
saying
real quick
even how
over
we deal with
nothing.
each other as black men, right? Like one of the things when to everything I'm speaking to, I kind of felt like this is a reality. All right, what am I going to do about it as a man? I'm going to speak to every black man I see. I'm going to give him the head nod. I'm like,
that's not the
something
point.
as simple as
what
that.
I'm trying to tell you is
wait,
that
wait.
All right, go ahead.
Hold on, DJ. That is the point, though. What I'm saying is, in our dynamic, a lot of times, we don't even speak to each other. God forbid we compliment each other, as I see women do with each other all the time. Oh, girl, your hair look.
That should be fake as hell, though.
That's fake
means
as
a lot.
Right? Thank you, Uda.
That should be fake as hell.
That shit, like, I might like what you got on. That don't mean I like you.
Sig Cell made a good point too.
I might be like, oh,
women would be cool on some
cute.
keep an enemy close type thing. They don't be liking each other. They be cool with each other. I can't stand them, but they be going out with them. They got their friend that they go out with the club, but they can't stand them though. You know what I'm saying? I think
Dudes
guys
do
is kind of
that
like
too,
different. You know what I'm saying? I think Sig made a good
Dudes do
point.
that too.
It's
But
to a
I'm
degree,
saying
but
on the
not different than women
larger,
do.
I'm saying on the larger
If
level,
a guy is doing that, that's some feminine
That's
shit.
weird. You know what I'm saying? That's kind
Nah,
of weird.
men have way better like friendships than women.
I think that point 6
Sorry,
was a
period.
good point. I think it was a good
Yeah.
point.
6 Cell know what he's talking about. Women do not have. They have surface level relationships, friendships that can be broken at the heart. The moment a woman gets, all it takes for a man to say is, "She ain't your friend, girl."
So
you know she ain't your friend, and honey,
look,
and she'll be
DJ.
like, "Well, guess what? You know she might. You think so?"
To what we was talking
And
about earlier,
listen,
right?
and don't be
I told
fucking her at
you
the
it
same
was 3
time.
points.
And say this.
I told you it was 3 points where I had personally been in a place of depression, right? And the last time I was kind of in that place was from feeling very alone, right? Like, now the difference with me and my wife is with those friendships she has, those women come to the house all the time, right? Like with men, it's like, I see you when I see you. You know what I mean? So I can't say that women don't have those strong bonds that benefit them mentally. Nah, they do. I've seen it. You know
Come
what I
to the
mean?
house. Are they married too?
Some, most of them, no.
Honey, I wouldn't even allow my wife to be around no people that's not married. I'm no offense, but if I see a bunch of my wife being around a bunch of unmarried women, I'll be like, okay, what's going on? Like, where's your married?
Why do you say that?
Right.
I feel like that.
Could you clarify?
I feel like married women should be around other married women. Straight up.
I agree with that.
But could you clarify, like, as to why do you say that?
I think that it's too much of a chance to be influenced otherwise. Like, and then like when something goes wrong in the situation and you're getting advice from a single standpoint, not a married standpoint. So, and I don't think that influence should be on a person that's married. I think that married people should be around married people. I don't think
So
that
here's the
married
thing,
people.
right? But now here's where
You think that women are that easily influenced and they can't
Abso-fucking-lutely.
you know, you think they can't discern for themselves?
Some
What
can,
if I
some
married a
can't.
really smart woman that has a brain?
Right.
I would say this is that if your relationship are intact enough, yeah. But I would say this, for the most part, I wouldn't want my wife to be around another single woman because she's
So now,
going to
I think
take
it should be
everything that
different.
she says from a single frame. If you guys get into an argument, she's going to address it from a single frame, and that's planting ideas into your wife's mind
Agreed.
from a single frame. And I don't think, to me, I think that people are. If I was married, I wouldn't want to be around a bunch of unmarried people. I'm sorry.
so
No.
now here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. So it's just a couple things I want to add. One, you can, when you create that marriage, right? I would agree with you that what y'all are building on should be based on like-minded families, like-minded couples, and in the right environment that naturally happens, right? But if you have a friend that has a bunch of single friends, it doesn't necessarily mean that those friends are going to be telling her, stay outside all night. Forget, like, those might be the friends that tell her, girl, take your ass home. You know he gonna be mad, right? Like me and my wife's single friends, me and all of them are super cool. You know what I mean? Because I wanted to put my wife in the most comfortable space I could put her in. So you don't have to alienate your friends. I ain't worried about them hoes. Like, they all want a dude like me, right? So they want me to introduce them to my friends. But y'all relationship is so strong, they would never violate you. Same for me. So cool. We could operate in that space, right? But when we're talking about the black community, and I'm in here, right, with marriages, this the thing, right? Like being in a black marriage in 2026, I always use the analogy, it's like trying to grow a rose in the middle of the desert. The overwhelming majority of everything around you
Why is this a black
is
specific issue?
rocks. Hold on. Is rocks, sand, and nothingness, singleness, barrenness, right? So if you're just depending on someone that has something like you have, the space that you get to operate in is so small that could become problematic.
Uda, I want to ask you a
This guy
question.
pinned Nightbot. That's crazy.
What's up?
Uda, here's a question. If you were married, would you want your wife to have a bunch of single friends? Yes or no?
No. You should be
Why?
around married people.
Why?
But would you be comfortable with it?
Because of influence. You could say, let's say the day happens when we in a tiff and we on the opposite sides, and she with this friend and they going out and they doing different things. I just think that it just opens the door to different things. Single people do single stuff. You know what I mean? You got friends, you got homeboys hooking them up. and it's a lot.
So,
You know what I'm saying?
so
I
now
just
let me
think
ask something,
she had
though,
a
Uda.
Barack
married
Obama.
friend,
Hold on, Will.
but if she
Barack
had a married
Obama, because
friend,
he ain't said nothing in a while.
but if I think
Barack
she
Obama,
had
you're
married
married.
friends,
Would you, if you were married, would you want your wife to be around single people?
It's a gray area because it depends. I mean, you might have good friends that just never got married.
Thank you.
that's good too. That's a real one
So
too.
now, so now the question becomes, right? All right, yeah, we would all prefer our wives to just be around virgins. All right. So what we would prefer.
I wish my wife
Hold
would
on, hold
just
on,
stay
hold on.
inside of the house,
Jimmy.
only cook and clean,
Right,
and not talk
right,
to anyone else
right.
ever.
So that's what we will
That's
all
how I prefer
prefer.
things.
Right. So that's what we all
You ever
prefer.
heard, you ever heard of the Chinese proverb, "An ugly wife is a treasure in the home"? You
All
ever
right, but
heard
can
that?
all right, but hold on. Can I just finish the point I was making? So she asked the question what we would prefer. And we would prefer our wives to all be around Susie homemakers. Cool. Now the question then becomes, would you be comfortable with your wife having the same friends she grew up with? A lot of those women aren't married, right? She has very deep friendships with those women, right? She doesn't want to not be cool with those women. So it's not about, what I'm saying is, if we tweak the question from what we would prefer to what we could deal with, then we're dealing with it more logically. Because yes, all of us would want our women to be around nothing but fairies. Get that. I get that. But now when we get to real life, most of her friends she went to school with, they're not, at least in the black space, right? A lot of them aren't married, right? Now, some of them actually love their friend so much, they do want their friend in a good relationship. They do want their friend's marriage to be great. I agree with y'all as well. It's a lot of dirtbag broads out here too, right? So let's not clash on that. But I'm saying as a man, if you've figured out, all right, Shorty ain't got no man, but she cool. She got love for me. She don't want to see me get violated. I don't have no problem with my lady going out with her.
That
Going to
changes
brunch.
when you switch up. When y'all get into a beef, that changes. You're not that same person no more. When we're in an argument or we're in a beef, it's F me. It's not that no more, bro. I'm not that. Women are just like that now. I'm no longer cool no more, and I'm an op right now at the moment. So
I'm gonna be
in that
honest,
mode of when
Uda.
I'm an op,
And would you prefer to be an op to a married woman or an op to a
see what I'm
single
I'm
woman?
gonna
saying?
be honest, Uda, though.
You'd be
What
an op.
has
But no, Uda.
Yeah.
If you were married, would you prefer the person communicating to your wife when you had an argument with her to be with a single woman or a married woman?
I think a person that is in a marriage, that's, if I'm married, I think a person that's in a marriage, because that person might talk to them in that aspect. You know what I mean? Talk to them about maybe staying in the marriage, maybe working on things, maybe, you know what I mean? Trying to give you all of the things of why you maybe could help it or fix it. Instead of just the grass being green on another side. You know what I mean?
But
Some
now,
people never
what
live
about
that
this
life.
The
element of it, though, Uda?
marriage is kind of like it's not like a bad thing. I don't think it's like it's kind of the nuclear option though. When really the problem is that people are just really non-committal. People are really like I mean, I'm not saying that you should take a boyfriend seriously, like to like, oh, we're gonna die together.
Right.
But like at the same time, people are so quick, and I say people because it's men and women. People are so quick
to throw
and
stuff away.
fickle.
Yeah.
Fickle.
I agree with you. And so now, Uda, I wanted to point out that a lot of times, like with that single friend, this idea that she's only telling her F you and to leave you, a lot of times, the single friend will check the married friend. Like, girl, you don't know how good you got it. Like, take your ass home and go get that nigga some head, right? Like, you don't want to come back out in these streets. It's nasty, right? Because their friendship is like that. Like, girl, don't even put yourself back out here to have to deal with what I'm dealing with. Like, you won. A lot of single friends on both sides, men and women. Because I've had my male friends say, man, take your bitch ass home. You already won.
It depends on what the wife is telling the thing.
It depends on the friend and the wife. I agree.
Because the wife could be up here like, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. And the single woman like, well, you need
What about having discernment yourself?
Right. Because
like this entire discussion is about what other people are telling you around you. What if you just thought for yourself? What if you picked a partner that was intelligent enough to think for themselves as opposed to just following what other people are telling them?
So now let me ask you, right? If that person who, as your mate, right, pretend like this is your wife, and you've picked a woman with that level of discernment, and she has a friend that's a little bit ratchet, a little bit out there, right? But she values her friendship. Do you make that an issue to say, I don't want you to be around her, or do you trust your wife's discernment?
I already chose that I'm gonna have like a super autistic wife. That is how, like, she's just gonna be like, what do you mean? Why would I do that? What do you mean? Why would I do that? I'm tired. I'm gonna go home.
Hey, yo, Uda, that's your man, B.
Yeah,
Straight up.
Big is different.
They gonna like true. They gonna be autistic wife to just stay in the house and just like draw pictures and stuff all day.
Sig is different, yo.
Hey, see, and I don't need that. Like, my need for my wife was to make me better. So an autistic chick can't make me better. Like, I don't listen to very many people, right? So I needed a consigliere that I trust. Yeah, you doing too much right now. Chill out. Oh, I am? All right, I'm going to chill. Not many people could tell Willie that. You know what I mean? So I couldn't get that level of trust from a special needs wifey. Like, I needed somebody, smart and who
I didn't say special needs, man. I said autistic. You understand? There's a difference, right?
I'm messing with you. I get what you're saying.
Like fucking like actually smart. Like all of the things that you guys are saying would only apply if you picked like a fucking dumbass retard as a partner. Man or woman.
I disagree with that.
These things would only apply if you picked a fucking dumbass idiot.
All right, so here's why I'm going to tell you why I disagree with that, right? I'm going to deal with me, right? Like, if I'm dedicated, want to do the right thing, my marriage gets to a bad place. All right, cool. And then I go out, a bunch of homies like, see, I told you, and yo, bro, you need to, as intelligent as I am, I could still fall victim to some bad decisions, being around the wrong people. You know what I'm saying?
So here's a question. If you saw your boy's wife cheating, would you tell him?
It depends on the homie.
It depends.
Correct.
It depends on who it is.
So what would be the reason? It depends on why. Why would it depend?
Depends on who it, how close our relationship is, our vibe of that. Because you know what I mean, you go to tell somebody something as a person to get as hate. You know what I'm saying? Some men will come to you and tell you something just because they want your girl. It's weird.
Correct.
Like it's competition. It's competitive. Men are competitive. It's just facts.
So it may not.
So
it
a
may not
man
be
could like
accepted.
be like saying this, and and it's the same thing with women. I listen. I tried to say the same thing on Fatty. I said, listen, like I don't want to be the person in the middle of that trying to like just like, because all that's going to happen is he gonna smooth it over with his girl, and then I'm gonna be the bad guy.
Yeah, it depends, bro.
But see, that's why I said it depends. That's not always the case. Like, if I know my friend really believes in this person and I believed in him and I was shocked to see his girl outside, yeah, I'm going to tell him. But if it's a friend that after all these years, she a hoe, you know what I mean? He don't even want to hear that no more. He's already accepted that. You get what I'm saying? So me telling them just piles more on top of my homie. At that point, it's not even my job.
All right, so I'm gonna play this a little bit. So I want y'all to tell me what you think about this. Let's go.
Something in. He asked, like, is so and so, is your homegirl cheating on me? I may say, if you feel that way, then it may be some legitimacy to it. You may get that response, but I'm not.
That black woman on the left looks very man-like.
Man, no, my loyalty is to my friend. I'm going to hold my friend accountable and hope that she holds herself accountable and I continue to cheat. But I'm not going to tell them.
It just really feels like a sister cult, though, because if there be men cheating on women that you guys don't even know, and the outrage be.
Oh, they will see. Hey, Melanin. Women are doing groups on Facebook with thousands of people. If you saw these men, have you met these men, and they literally put in the
Where the fuck is this guy from? Is he fucking Portuguese?
He is. You hit it on the nail.
Even woman that never has nothing with that man saying, "Oh, I saw him on such and such," and he does.
Yes, he is Portuguese. Let's go.
This and he has herpes and all these. So it's kind of one again. I don't think
so. Then, like, that's like
is different than what usually
a different
happens.
perspective. Okay,
it just proves that it's not the principle thing. It's not about the principle. It's not about if people sit around me, I am going to say the truth to anybody because this is how I feel and this is a principle. They pick and choose when the violation can be communicated, when they mind their own business, or then they go on a public platform and literally bombard that man with, "Oh yeah, he cheated with the." Most women
look at those shoulders, man. She's got better shoulders than I do.
Y'all are not principled people. Let's go with that.
I've always learned to mind my business. You know what I'm saying?
Would you mind your business if you're
the first person that will get attacked? You trying to be all up in their business about what they got in their relationship, and then you end up getting all involved. Girl, you should not be doing. And then
Genesis, that's fair.
And now she attacking you, and now y'all fighting.
No, that's fair. But what if a friend of yours were being cheated on, and you saw the man walking on the park with the end of her? Can take a like, would you take a picture or at least say, "Hey, I saw the guy walking on the park, like palming."
Those are one of them moments that will it'll.
Yeah, but would you? But
it'll turn around on you. You go and
no, it's fair. But I'm asking.
You get into it with her husband about that. They make up, and now she hates you.
I agree with you. I agree with you. So let's do this. So 1 second. So let's do this. Right? It's 2026. There's a husband of a friend of yours right now on this panel, and he's on the back on the private chat flirting. "Hey Maya, what's your number, man? I really like what I'm seeing." Are you screen grabbing that shit and telling the person, "Hey,"
mind my business.
Or you just bind your? But how are you? 1 second, Kanisha, sorry. How are you those people friends then?
Let me tell you something. I mind my business because
no, but how are you their friend?
It'll turn around on you. I swear to God, it never fails.
No,
you
Genesis.
Gonna tell her she get into it, and but then he smooth over, baby, whatever.
Who agrees with her?
Now she hates you after that.
No. We
never fails.
Hey, Genesis, thank you for the like. I agree, right? But let me ask you this: who would have one of their friends? This is friends, not a person that you know. A friend. Their husband is cheating on them. Who here does what the DJ Genesis says? "I'm minding my business. There's nothing to do with me." Or you're going to tell, say, "That's my friend. I can't let her just go ahead." Like, who is? Raise your hand if you're going to do what Genesis did. Mind your business and move along.
All right, so let's talk about this. I believe that you should mind your business. It's none of my business. Anybody else? What are y'all thoughts? Uda?
I told you it depends on who it is. Depends on what kind of homie it is. If it's my dog, I could tell him.
I'm
talk to each other on a certain level.
Right.
You talk to each other on a certain level, and you know that I ain't holding no punches, and we just going. And I mean, you know where it comes from. You just can't tell everybody something about relationship. Love is something that makes people blind, all type of stuff. So you know what I mean. You just can't tell anybody some. You know what I mean? Certain things.
But how do people know if you with somebody? How do people know if you cheating?
I guess they would say they seen the person with somebody or something, right?
Right. He's saying like, say you with a girl, so I know that you're with a girl and I'm her friend, and I see you with another woman.
Right.
Should I tell that girl?
That's not the question.
That is the question.
My question is to your question. How do you know that the person you seen them with is not somebody that's an associate or they're related? You know what happened to me? I was at a bar.
That's real too.
One night, and I was
mistake number one.
I was drinking, right?
Mistake number two.
Let me finish. I'm gonna let you elaborate on what I'm saying. And somebody told the girl I was seeing at the time that I was with another girl. You know what I was drinking? I had the bar that I was at, they served tea with
Iced
lemon
tea,
and
like
honey.
iced tea.
So
Like
I
a
was
regular
drinking-
tea.
No, I know a regular hot tea in a cup.
Oh.
And the girl that I was with was my niece.
Wow.
But it got back to my girl, and I took a picture with the girl. The girl I was seeing at the time knows who my niece is, but it got back to her that I was cheating with somebody, and I gave her the picture, and said, "Oh yeah," as they said, "Yeah." So she said, "Yeah, he was out, and he ran into a girl that was there. That was his niece." But people assume you don't know who or why I'm with that person, and I don't drink alcohol.
And what is it like when I'm like?
Okay, so then why would you be in a bar? You're in a bar drinking. What else? What do you expect someone to assume? You're drinking with a girl.
I don't assume nothing because I don't unless I.
What do you mean you don't assume nothing? I hate to break it to you, but the world is based around assumptions.
No, that's for you. I don't assume anything.
You're in a bar drinking with a girl.
No.
What do you think people are going to assume that means? You think it means that you're drinking a hot tea with your niece?
That's what it was.
I mean, come on.
But that's what
Make it make sense. What do you mean that's what it was? It's like the most fucking retarded argument I've ever heard.
You can't argue that because
no, dude.
Let me finish. It would have got back that I was with somebody, but I took a picture, and then the girl I was seeing at the time says he don't drink alcohol. I don't drink alcohol at all. Not even on New Year's. So the people that don't know me, that's what they're gonna assume. But when she said, and then she said, "Oh, that was his niece, my sister's daughter," and that was because she's grown, she's over 21, and she ran into her uncle at a sports bar. So I don't assume that. You might say I seen him with somebody, but I'm not sure who it was. I won't say it like the way people. Because I look at things my own way. I don't look at things the way society does. And that's what people do. And then half the time, they don't know what they're talking about. But go ahead.
Right, so imagine I go back to your girlfriend. I'm the one that goes back to your girlfriend. Yeah. Like, I saw your man with this girl. He was drinking and he was doing this and doing that. That's crazy.
But that's what people do.
But now I look like I'm trying to put a wedge in between y'all relationship.
Well, yeah. But people just here's a better one. One time I was at a family day, and some goon I ran into a girl that had a baby with a cousin of mine, but I haven't seen her in about 20 years. And I'm hugging her, "Hey, what's going on?" And her boyfriend, a confrontational cat, stepped to me and said, "Who you?" And I shook his hand. I said, "Oh, what's good? How you?" I said, "You know your girl oldest daughter? Her father's my first cousin." And then he was like, oh, cool. But that same dude got into a domestic fight with her and cut her hand and messed her wrist up. He was very jealous. But people will make assumptions before they know the facts. I said, I haven't seen that. I knew that girl since she was we was little girls, and she got with my cousin back in the day. They had a baby, they broke up, but I went to a family day in the projects, and I didn't know who the dude was at the time. And then we said, "Oh yeah, that's my big cousin," everything. But he was ready for the smoke. But he didn't know the facts, and that's what people do. They assume stuff before they know what they're talking about. I went through that all the time. Oh, why you with him? Why you hugging her? Hey, listen, I ain't see her. Her moms know me. Everybody knows me. If you went through some of the photo albums, you might see me in there. That's how far back we went. But her and my cousin kind of broke up, so they moved somewhere else. I haven't seen them. We had a family day function. Like the projects or whatever it is, every summer, at least in New York, and anybody from New York knows what I'm talking about. It's a family day, so you might run into somebody you ain't seen in 20 years, and that's what happens.
That's why I say the biggest thing, the best thing to do is mind your business.
Yeah, no, you can say, I'm saying, But I would say, yeah, I saw him and it was somebody, but I'm not sure who it was. It might have been Fat. That's how I say.
I'm gonna say I don't know. I didn't see. It ain't none of my business. Like,
no, I agree with you.
Like me bringing something to somebody, I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at.
Yeah, I was drinking a hot iced tea with lemon. That's one of the bar that I was at is one of the few bars that served that. They even served hot apple cider vinegar juice or whatever that is. They had like a thing for tea. So the girl that I was seeing at that time said, no, he wasn't drinking alcohol. It was in an alcohol cup, but I was sipping on tea because I drink tea every day. Right. But you have people that like Sigcel, whatever his name is, that make assumptions and they don't know what the fuck they talking about. Excuse my language.
Amen. So listen, I listen. I've been up here I've been like doing this. It's almost 3 hours long. So we're gonna like give like some final thoughts on this whole thing.
Yeah, don't make
I'm gonna let you talk. Who wants to talk first? Do you want Sigcel? You want to talk first? Who wants to say something?
I'll say this. I don't run off assumptions. I don't make assumptions unless I know the facts. I don't make assumptions. That's my style.
So is that your say it again?
I don't make assumptions. That's my style because I don't know who's with who or why they with them, why they with each other. I might say.
And what do you have to say about depression? Is it like a choice? Should is it a choice?
Depression is not. Anybody that says that doesn't understand mental illness. It's not even worth conversating because mental illness is like saying you caught COVID and you chose to catch COVID or you chose to catch the flu. It's just it's your mind is sick. That's not a choice. It could be a chemical imbalance, a situation. It could be anything. So that's why I didn't say nothing. Like I said, if anybody that says that, they don't understand what depression is.
Thank you.
So whoever said that, whatever illness they ever had, they had the chicken pox or whatever it was, they chose to do that. Oh yeah, you chose to catch some chicken pox. What's wrong with you? It's the same. Mental depression is a mental sickness, just like COVID is physical sickness.
I love how New York or what are you from the East Coast?
Yeah.
You chose what's wrong with you?
I'm a debate out. I feel like in any debate that I know about, I could destroy anybody.
Right, but I'm saying
let me show my face so they know what I look like.
New York people talk a certain way is hilarious. Yeah. You chose to have chicken pox. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Anybody on the planet, your platform, I went on any platform, on Chaotic Truth, I went on anybody's platform, anything, any discussion that I'm familiar with, I feel like I could eat anybody alive.
I wish you would have ate Nepal alive last night because the way that she was talking about like that, my guest, that was crazy.
It depends on because I'm more of a listener than a talker, but it depends on the issue. Like I got the smoke, like I was going at the MAGAs, especially the black MAGAs, I was eating them alive.
I really feel like in that situation, some people will say, well, I get where she's coming from. The way he voiced the whole thing about like the daughter and this, that, the other, that was wrong how he said that he thought about punching her. But I'm gonna say this is that if someone spits in your face, you don't know what's your response. And he was honest enough to admit that, honey, I had to call myself back. He didn't do
it. Which case you talking about?
Like 2 nights ago when was it last night? Shit, I don't know. But you were on the panel.
Yeah, but I didn't. You know what it is? Sometimes, like, cause when I'm like right now, I'm watching. I'm tuned into you, but I got my TV on another thing.
So last night it was a whole thing with a person from my panel, and he was talking about how his stepdaughter spit in his face. And,
okay.
Yeah. I think
I might have just smacked her. I wouldn't, you got to remember.
He didn't smack her. He didn't smack her. He thought about it. And he said he had voiced that he thought about, like, and that turned into a whole thing. Like how you were thinking about you're abusive, you're this, you're an evil person, you're bad.
You got to remember that still, you can't, if you're a man, you can't hit her like a man because you could hurt her.
He didn't though.
No, it's good. No, it's good. He got restraint. That's actually a good point. That's
exactly. So he thought like the person did it, and he had to reel back. Imagine someone do something to you, and you, wait, it's the child.
No, if I hit a female or a kid as hard as I want to, if I'm mad, I might put him in the
exactly. So he didn't do it. He just he had to stop himself. He did, and nothing happened. But like but then he said, then got on and talk about the whole situation with the kids, and it turned into a whole situation about like, he's abusive and this and that, and that's what he's been going through. People saying he's abusive.
Well, sometimes people can be physically, because abusive is not always physical. It could be mental too. So, and sometimes mental could be worse than physical, because words sometimes can hurt more than or just as much as somebody physically hitting you. But the thing is, like I said, like when I watch these shows, I sit back, I examine, and then when they say something that I might agree with or disagree with, then I say, like the guy that was just on, I was ready to debate with him about what I just said. People saw me, like I said, I was hanging out in a popular spot. I ran into a relative, and people that didn't know me, that might have known my girl or wife, whatever it was at the time, would say something, and then they don't have their facts together.
Right.
And then if I say, yeah, that girl, see the girl you saw me with, this was her when she was 3 years old, and I'm holding her in my arm. That's the same girl.
Right.
So what are you really going to say to that? That's just an assumption that you go. I don't assume nothing with anything. I might just say, yeah, I saw such and such. Oh, I saw Genesis. She was with some guy. Could have been a coworker. Could have been a brother. I didn't know the guy. I'm not gonna say you would have do like you in a sense that you screwing. I wouldn't do that. I'm built different.
Right. Amen.
I don't look at, because society, like homeboy was saying, society. I don't look at things the way society. I look at things with my own vision.
Amen.
That's what I do.
All right, 6L. What is your?
So you want to elaborate?
Did you want to go back and forth? You want to do the wrap up?
No, I'm about done. I thought the other brother was on there too. The other two brothers and the other sister.
No, everybody kind of they're fading off. I'm tired too. So
yeah.
Sick. Oh, he left too. All right.
Yeah, so, but like I said, anytime, anybody, if it's a subject I'm familiar with, I'll eat anybody alive. I'll eat you a new. They used to say this back in the days. I'll eat you a new butthole, which is not cool to say because of the climate now. But any issue I got, because like I said, I want you to destroy that point I just made. The girl you saw me with, that I was talking. As a matter of fact, I bring it to a family fun. Yeah, that was my niece. I just happened to. She was somewhere. I didn't know she was there. She didn't know I was there. We saw each other, and that was it. We just ended up hanging up. I ended up buying her stuff. So you might have saw me buying her a drink or whatever. Yes, I bought her a drink, but it was my niece. And I took a picture with her. Yeah, show her this. And then she said, "Oh yeah, that's his niece." I used to go to the house when they was all little, and that destroys their whole argument.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I said, my name is O'Drama. Like I said, when Barack O'Drama is my name. If anybody wants to smoke about an issue I'm familiar with, a subject I'm familiar, just like when they said, whoever said depression is a choice. Like I said, it's like saying you catch the flu or you physically catch the flu, pneumonia, asthma, whatever, depression. What's those? And anything with the mind, like Alzheimer's, that's just your brain getting sick. That's all it is. If you're educated, you wouldn't because like I said, you might not be aware of it. So I give people a pass on that. But depression is not a choice. It's a situation that sometimes you have no control over, or the chemicals in your brain could drop, and they got to be balanced off with medicine.
I agree. I agree 100%.
Yeah. So like I said, anybody, like I said, when you come on any whatever channel, any of these issues we just talked about, and anybody thinks that they got the smoke for me, because I feel like I got the smoke for everybody on issues I'm familiar with. I won't debate an issue I'm not familiar with, but an issue I'm familiar with, I got the smoke. I'll go back and forth like a battle rapper all night long.
All right.
You notice homeboy ain't saying that.
I will make sure. Hit me up.
No. I'm saying you see, homeboy got off when I said that because he knows I'm right. You don't know when you see me with somebody, you don't know who it is. You don't know. That's all. You see they calm down on that when ain't nobody bringing the smoke, But
exactly.
Listen, have a good night. You said you want to call it a night, so we'll talk next time.
All right, for sure. Much love.
All right, peace.
Just when I thought I couldn't find my way out, yeah, I searched the God in me to find my way out. I know it can seem way out, but the Creator flows to and through me from way out. I'm talking way out, way out. Yeah. See if you believe in the God in you. It's a better place.